Welcome to RNS Podcast. I am Dylan.
And I'm Evan.
And today, first of all, Evan, I would like to talk about our failures.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We tried to record an episode about the Joker movie, and it sucked.
But like we said, there was the part of it that was actually decent, where we were just talking about like Heath Ledger versus Joaquin.
We were pretty much just talking about The Dark Knight for a little bit.
And that was okay. Then when we started talking about Joker, I'm like, I don't even know what to say. I just don't like this movie. I don't want to talk about it.
I actually said something in there that I thought was a good, smart little boy thought, but I guess it's lost forever now. So.
I was like, Dylan, just say it now. Just say it. Okay, we just do a quick review of Joker, real quick. It's an old movie.
Evan,
we usually do our quick reviews for new movies.
Evan, let's just rate it. Since we mentioned it, let's just rate it. I give it 2 stars out of 3.
I give it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah,
don't like this movie.
Yeah, you do.
Don't like it at all.
Anywho, let's talk.
Don't like Todd Phillips. There you go. I'll leave it at that.
I like when he killed the bad guy.
If you care about my thoughts on Todd Phillips, peep my hated G.G. Allen documentary review on Letterboxd, and there you'll get my very quick thought. You'll get my very quick thoughts on Todd Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can maybe expand it somehow to Joker. I'll leave it up for interpretation.
But yeah, we should link our Letterboxd, and also we should plug Evan. Well, actually, first of all, we should plug RNS Podcast on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
Push the bell for notifications. But yeah, if you're already subscribed and shit, leave a like. Guess what? Leave a like. Also, Evan, you should plug your new Instagram.
My new Instagram. Oh, okay. My new Instagram is disc.collector.evan_666. Edgy. Made it a little edgy.
Classic.
Yeah, there I just post my addition to my Blu-ray and DVD collection, new editions, post some highlights. I saw a lot of Instagram pages just dedicated to their collection. I was like, I have a pretty decent size collection, which I'm still adding to, so, why not get in on that?
Yeah. So go check it out. We'll put the disc collector thing in the description. Yeah, we'll put your little fucking disc collector thing in the description. No, disc collector. Wait, disc.collector.evan_666. Check that out. We'll put the link for that and the link for our Letterboxd.
Hell yeah. And for our Instagram page here. We need to find something exciting to do with the RNS Instagram page, I think.
Something that's not just like the YouTube thumbnails?
Yeah. We'll figure something out.
Maybe we could do, since we generally don't post new movies, maybe we could make a post about the movie we just saw.
I actually did think about that. I was like, maybe like on Instagram we could do like, after we see a movie, maybe just like post a quick review there. Like a minute there. I thought about that.
That's not a bad
idea.
It's not
a bad idea. Yeah, maybe you can do that.
But yeah, so this week we wanted to talk about the No Way Home trailer.
Yeah, so as you all know, our page, we are very deeply rooted in the Spider-Man films.
And in the MCU.
And in the MCU. But more specifically Spider-Man. Our very first video on his channel was actually talking about this fucking movie. So it's almost a full circle moment for us as soon as No Way Home comes up. And starting next week, we're going to be doing the Raimi Trilogy Marathon. Which me and Dylan are both very excited for.
And it's kind of cool, too, because it happens that... it just so happens, Evan, that Spider-Man 1 will be releasing the week of Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Well,
right?
It's the week after.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. It'll be like 5 days after Thanksgiving.
And there's like a very epic and fantastic scene that takes place on Thanksgiving in Spider-Man 1, if you don't know. And also the aesthetic of that movie is kind of Thanksgiving-y, kind of fall-ish.
Yeah.
The color palette and everything.
That's just kind of the Raimi Trilogy vibe in general. They're orange.
Gold and yellow and orange. So yeah, it's going to be really fun. Do all 3 of the Raimi movies, and then on the 4th week, it will be the No Way Home. So all of the Raimi movies, not Raimi, but all the Raimi universe Spider-Man movies, kind of, So that'll be very fun.
Everything coming full circle for us. I guess maybe one day we'll talk about Amazing Spider-Man.
I actually was telling you I want to rewatch it.
I do. I'm probably going to rewatch all of them before No Way Home.
Oh,
even including the Tom ones. I probably will.
How is it? That's seven movies?
Well, we're already doing 3 of them for the pod, so...
Oh my goodness.
The other one, I'll just have to knock out 4 of them real quick.
7 fucking movies. You have to watch Infinity War and Civil War.
No. Just the Spider-Man one.
And you have to watch Spider-Verse.
Just to make it everything come full circle.
Oh, yeah.
Have we seen No Way Home?
Yeah, I guess there'll be a lot of cool references, Easter eggs, and various things missed that we'll get into right now. Okay, so Evan, the Spider-Man trailer.
Okay, so are we live reacting?
Starts off
to the No Way Home trailer.
Well, yeah, we're just gonna go through it and see what happens.
Okay.
So it starts off with some stingers before, but we're gonna ignore the little stingers. So it starts off with a very dramatic, epic, fucking Tom Holland face. What do you think about that Tom Holland face?
I saw a meme from it earlier today where they put like the quote from the end of Blade Runner.
Crying in the rain.
Yeah, the tears in the rain. And they just had that screenshot of Tom in the rain.
Guess what we did last week, huh?
We did, yeah, it was like
full circle.
Blade Runner.
When you have schizophrenia, you see full circles everywhere. Next thing.
I guess I have schizophrenia too.
Schizophrenia. I love schizophrenia. So Spider-Man, he swing past the billboards.
And this is from the end of Far From Home, I assume. It's picking up from the end of Far From Home.
Yeah.
After he gets exposed.
I think this actually looks like shit.
Him build like the billboard.
Not even like the CGI, but just like from an aesthetic thing. Like this doesn't happen in New York, where like there's a full building's worth of billboards that have the same image on it. It just looks stupid.
I'm like, well, I don't know what the layout's like in Times Square. They have like the
it's
big.
Not like that.
But yeah, I see what you mean. Where like right there, it was literally 3 of the images on.
Yeah.
That doesn't look real.
It's just the same graphic. Anyways, yeah, you have Spider-Man, and also he looks completely like childish and unnatural standing on the fucking building.
His CGI suit.
Right after he passes the billboards, it's just him kind of. Look how he looks. He looks like a fucking 5-year-old. Who tells you to do this? I know it's not John Watts. Who is it? God damn. Sorry, I'm ripping into this.
No. If you know RNS podcast, you know we don't like MCU Spider-Man.
Why does Mary Jane look more confident standing on that fucking building than Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't really pick up on that. The only thing I picked up on was just his horrible CGI suit.
It's interesting. It's not in the Russo takes on Spider-Man. He's not like that. But in Homecoming,
his overly childishness.
That, but also specifically like his physicality in Homecoming.
No, you're right.
Yeah, in Homecoming, he's very like uneasy and like off balance and like it's like, dude, you're fucking Spider-Man.
In Civil War and Infinity War, he feels like Spider-Man. As far as his character goes, in Infinity War, it's a little bit more debatable, but especially the physicality.
Yeah.
And then when you watch Homecoming and Far From Home, but I haven't seen Far From Home in a long time, so I can't speak, and I will watch it soon. I strongly dislike that movie, but in Homecoming, he's just like very goofy.
Yeah.
In the way he fights, the way he moves, everything.
Yeah, like that scene where he's walking up to Donald Glover.
Like, you remember before...
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah. Where he's using the menacing voice.
Yeah, but right before that, when he's walking up to him, he walks up to him like a fucking 5-year-old.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Embarrassing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Tom.
We talked about this before Homecoming came out. Remember, they were like, yeah, Spider-Man doesn't punch anyone in this movie. You remember that?
Yeah. I think
and that was actually true. The way he fights it doesn't feel like Spider-Man, like you said.
Yeah, Spider-Man punches people in the fucking jaw.
Yeah, it's just
he does that, yeah.
Oh, no. Not
like, this is a PG-13. This isn't like the 90s animated Spider-Man show where the censors say, like, he can't contact someone skin to skin. Like, I don't know. It's stupid. Anyways, he's on the phone, and it's the meme where the guy, like, is happy, and he puts his phone on his chest, and the girl does too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great.
This is where he's like, yeah, I've only had one normal week since I've become Spider-Man. It's when you found out.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, I was like, how do you feel about that?
It doesn't make sense. What about that makes that week normal?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about this.
Like, I guess that's the easiest way to phrase it, where he's like, oh, I'm happier that you know, but it just doesn't sound right.
I guess what he's trying to get is like, oh, like, I can kind of have a normal relationship with you because I'm not hiding a secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess that's what he's getting at.
But I also think it's like, well, I have a confidant now.
Yeah.
Like,
but he already had like a few other
fucking piece of sorry.
Happy.
I meant Ned, actually.
We're talking about Happy.
It's funnier if I'm talking about Happy, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's just phrased really clumsily, but I doubt that's even in the movie. So, And then there's a bunch of Doctor Strange stuff, which is kind of cool. And then guess what? Guess who tosses his little baseball in there?
It's Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin.
He's back once again.
Norman Osborn.
He's back once again. Evan, how do you feel about Norman Osborn being confirmed for Smash?
For Smash?
How do you feel?
That'd be cool, I guess.
How do you feel about him coming back? Norman.
Obviously I'm excited for that. I mean, that's literally one of the only things I'm excited for in
I don't know
movie.
if we talked about the teaser ever on here.
We did.
Did we?
Yeah.
But I remember you were like, they literally show like it pushes in dramatically on fucking Otto Octavius, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you, Spider-Man." And you were like, "Dude, did you see the pumpkin bomb?"
The pumpkin bomb,
Like,
of course.
In the first one, there, I think the first trailer, teaser, whatever.
But because, yeah, we did talk about this. I forgot which episode it was. We talked about this. It was after I came back from Vegas. But the thing is, at that point, Alfredo Molina was already like, yeah, I'm in it. For Willem Dafoe, it's like, well, we knew that he was probably going to be in it, but we just finally had that, like, solid confirmation, like, oh, Willem Dafoe coming back. And also, I like Willem Dafoe Green Goblin more than I like Alfred Molina Doc Ock.
Right.
They're both amazing. And I like Spider-Man 2 in general more than I like Spider-Man 1. But Spider-Man 1 had the better villain, in my opinion. Willem Dafoe Green Goblin's just amazing.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
So, for that reason, I just get excited when I see that.
Yeah, the pumpkin bomb, the classic, iconic pumpkin
Yeah.
bomb.
I was excited when
Very
I saw
cool.
it. Yeah.
Very cool. I just thought it was funny that, like, you were like, bro, but the pumpkin bomb, though.
I was excited for it. You can't be upset at me for that.
This bridge scene, and then later on, we'll talk about the Statue of Liberty part. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, I am excited. Like, I won't lie. Doc Ock moving on the bridge actually did look kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see just the Iron Spider suit get fucked up.
Well, that's a spoiler, Evan.
It's in the trailer.
Not really.
You see it in the trailer.
You do not.
Yes, you do.
No.
We'll get to it.
Well,
We see that.
You see him get pinned.
And, okay.
You see him get pinned.
We see him get pinned, and then...
The suit getting fucked up is a spoiler.
No, you'll see it.
Nah.
But anyways, okay, I'm sorry for
my gosh.
if I spoiled this amazing film for you. Wait.
He throws a fucking classic a 2022 classic Nissan Altima straight at Spider-Man.
Do you think that was a Spider-Man 2 reference there? Do you think it was?
What?
Him throwing the car?
No.
Okay,
No.
I'm like, was that a Spider-Man 2 reference? But anyways, when he pins him, we basically, for me, this was like, okay, they don't show Toby and Andrew in this trailer, but that was pretty much the confirmation right there. When he pins Tom, and Doc Ock says, "Oh, you're not Peter Parker."
Yeah,
that's pretty much the confirmation.
It's interesting to me that there's a little hint of Andrew and there's a little hint of Toby. Like outside of their literally like obviously these are the exact actors playing the same villains from their movies.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's like an in-universe like hint of them.
Yeah.
Or especially of Toby. But later on we can talk about the lizard thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a little hint of Andrew, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Is there another hint of Andrew?
I thought you were gonna say her falling. Which we'll get to.
That too.
We can talk about some of the theories around that.
But the fact that Octavius remembers a different Peter is like, okay, well, he's talking about Toby.
Yeah.
But there's not...
For me, that was the solid confirmation, pretty much. Like, you're not going to put that in it and not have them be in it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you want to talk about the spoilers? We might as well.
We can get into it, but...
after we do the trailer,
let's finish
talk about
going
the
through the trailer.
So yeah, they make a really
According to you, I already spoiled something, but I'll show you that I did not.
That is a spoiler.
I did not spoil it.
Alright, well, we'll see. But, yeah, they make a hilarious joke where 3 kids laugh at a man in a cage about... A mentally ill man in a cage about his fucking name.
Okay, so...
This is a big issue on Twitter.
Exactly.
This is a big...
I was like, we can talk about that a little bit. So, they had the joke where Peter, Ned, and MJ are laughing about fucking Otto's
like,
name.
really? That's your name? What's your real name?
Yeah. And then the Raimi fans, so like we said, this was a big thing on Twitter.
The Raimi chads.
There was some drama around this. The Raimi fans were pretty upset. They were like, making fun of fucking Doc Ock, disrespecting the legacy of this fucking character. How dare you? Anyways, that's kind of stupid, but... Just in general,
well,
for me, it's just the joke's not funny. That's the thing for me.
There's a difference, right? Because I wrote this on Twitter. Actually, do you mind if I pull this up?
Yeah.
This might be a huge waste of fucking time. I'm sorry.
Do it. Let's just do it.
I actually think this encapsulated my thoughts on it pretty well. So let's see. It was on Classic Earth 119 for whatever the Daily Raimi account.
Okay.
Whatever his ad is. Shout out to that guy. He's cool. at Earth_96283. He's cool. Cool daily Raimi guy.
He can be. For the most part, he's cool.
I mean, anyone that posts Raimi every day,
yeah,
you're pretty.
I like him for that.
You get a gold star.
There are other reasons.
He has some bad takes. But that's alright.
I'm not super on him.
That's
okay.
okay.
But in general, he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
He seems like somebody who's just trying to get along with everybody.
Yeah.
And for that reason, it's like I won't always be on your side for that, but I can't be mad at you for it either. So.
Yeah, he cool.
Yeah.
But what I said on Twitter was the discussion. The original tweet was this person, Daily Raimi Spider-Man. He said, I understand why you'd have a problem with the Doc Ock joke, but Spider-Man makes fun of his enemies all the time. I'm paraphrasing. And then what I responded was basically what I just said, like 3 kids laughing at a guy in a cage. Spider-Man usually makes fun of villains in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
He doesn't, like, if he has, like, a mugger tied up, he's not like, you're a fat fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, hey, googly eyes, like, you're a bit silly.
Yeah.
Flying away from me. Like, it's not, and also, he's not, like, in civilian clothes, like, in a bat cave with his 2 friends. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of, they say, like, the Scooby-Doo joke later, but it's kind of, it feels like that. Like, it feels like these are the Hardy Boys or some shit. Like, it's...
Yeah. Like I said, I don't hate it as much as... Like, it shouldn't have been a big thing on Twitter. But for me, it's just like, okay, this isn't funny. And then, like you said, it's like, it doesn't feel like Spider-Man. Because, like, usually, like you said, it's an in-the-moment type thing.
Yeah.
For them, they're just standing there. He's not even technically Spider-Man. They're just Peter Parker.
And I feel like the part of it is, like, Spider-Man's, like, you're doing something wrong, so I feel like I have the liberty to make fun of you.
And also, I'm a bit biased here just because I don't like MCU Peter Parker, I don't like Ned, and I don't like MJ. So seeing them just standing there being annoying,
making fun of a good character.
Yeah, I'm like
3 bad characters make fun of a good character.
So for that reason, I'm annoyed.
And the last thing I said in the tweet is, it's not that he's sacred, Dr. Octopus, or that he can't be made fun of, but the way they did it was very stupid and clumsy.
Yeah, it doesn't feel natural, really.
No, it doesn't, because it's just very static. They're just all sitting there, like, in a like, they'd have to be waiting on, like, Doctor Strange was like, oh, I have to go get some stuff to put this guy back. And he's like, just stay here and look at him.
Yeah.
And they just had to be sitting there for an hour, and he's like, so your name's really Dr. Octopus? Like,
yeah, and they, like, stand there and laugh at their own joke. That's stupid to me.
It's so stupid,
but,
yeah.
And then people are like, remember in fucking Spider-Man 2 when they made fun of his name? It's not even close to being the same thing as Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man 2, J. Jonah was just like, well, a dude named Doc Ock, Dr. Otto Octavius got 8 arms. Whoa, isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
That's pretty much the extent
of it. What are the odds?
Yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it.
It's
and then it's not like right after Jonah says that him and Hoffman laugh at their own joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not like, oh, what are the odds that his name would be that?
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. Obviously, I don't mean the GOAT, Ted Raimi, and J.K. Simmons. Yeah. I mean, of course, the idiots in Spider-Man No Way Home. But yeah, I think we've digested that classic moment.
Like I said, I am biased a bit because I don't like those characters. This scene probably shouldn't be getting as much shit as it has, or it shouldn't just be a big thing, but I lean more towards it's bad. I think just because it's not funny.
I think where the issue stems from is MCU people. It's not. It's kind of like politics, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be, like, deep about it. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like politics where, like, well, it's... You see the 2 extremes, right?
Yeah.
The extremes being, like, you can't make fun of Dr. Octopus, versus the extreme of, like, well, it's really funny.
Yeah.
Like, most people don't think either of those things, but those are kind of the 2 extremes, and everyone takes it that way. Ultimately, it's just, like, I don't think that's funny. It has nothing to do with the context. It's just not funny.
I agree.
So yeah, we can be done with that. And also, I hate the way he has to react to it. He's like, like,
what do you mean? Oh, Alfred Molina.
Yeah, Otto's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I mean that into the discourse, not to wonderful character actor Alfred Molina.
I liked him in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I liked him in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So yeah, now they're showing him swinging on power lines. They're showing him Yeah, and I can't believe the way they just laugh so hard.
Yeah, it's like...
Sorry, I just saw the end of that clip again, and what the fuck?
Like I said, just those characters are annoying to me, so it's like, just that... It just kind of adds on to the annoying factor of their characters.
So what do you think about this new suit?
The black and gold one?
The black and gold suit.
Well, do you want to talk about spoilers?
Just tell me what you think about the suit.
It's okay.
How does it look?
I don't hate it.
It looks like a fucking PS4 costume for Miles Morales.
Well, it does. It really does. Like, the CGI is not good, if that's what you're asking me. But the suit itself, if I just had a toy of it, I wouldn't be upset. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it'd be a cool figure, I guess.
I actually think visually this trailer doesn't look that bad.
I don't know if I fully agree with that.
I don't think... Well, I'm saying it doesn't look that bad.
The CGI is very noticeable.
Alright, can we talk about the worst joke?
Yeah.
Of the two?
Maybe this is a hot take from RNS podcast.
Well, this is...
Because I haven't seen this one gain too much shit. I've seen some people say this is funny.
I've seen it get a little shit. It's not funny
at all.
I've seen it get a little shit. But I do...
Not as much as the Doc Ock.
I am in a bunch of, like, alt-right echo chambers, so that might have something to do with it, but... that was a joke. Anyways... When MJ is like, say please to us.
Yeah.
It's like, dude...
No, I didn't even think you were talking about that. I thought you were talking about when he says, "Can you Scooby-Doo this crap?"
I mean the whole thing.
Okay.
I mean the whole exchange.
Okay, yeah. None of it is funny at all.
Yeah, I hate the whole exchange.
I remember, I'm pretty sure, like... Okay, there was, like, 3 things when I watched the trailer. Because I remember we pretty much watched the trailer, like, right when it dropped. Right. I was at fucking work, and I was, like, watching it. And right when it dropped...
huddled over with his eyes, like, bloodshot, fucking in the dark.
And I was at work watching this shit, and I messaged you when I heard the Doc Ock joke. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then this one, I'm like, "No!" I was just in the group chat being like, "Dude, this movie looks like shit." I was reacting very negatively.
In the moment, I had to agree with you because just like having that rapid fire, the Otto Octavius joke, and then the Doctor Strange thing, I was like, "Jeez."
Yeah.
But yeah, right.
I've been able, now that there's been some time, I've been able to look at the positives of the trailer a bit more. Which is good, but in the moment, I was just like, "Oh fuck, this looks so bad." Just seeing this.
Well, because me and Evan, neither of us really expected the movie to be like rich in story or character, but there was always an open, like, at least me, I was like open to the idea of like, oh, it could be cool.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, even though the story is always gonna be trash, like.
Of course, any John Watts directed Marvel film is likely going to be trash.
Any who?
Any the director. We can talk about that in a little bit.
Do you want to just talk about it?
We'll let's get through the trailer. We can follow up on some of the press stuff that happened with it right after.
Okay,
that's definitely involved with that.
Yeah, basically, the scene we're on right now, Doctor Strange said, "You guys have to Scooby-Doo this crap," because he's, for some reason, Peter...
What does that even mean? Can you actually explain that to me? I genuinely don't know what that means.
He's using Scooby-Doo as a verb.
But, like, what does that mean?
Because they're kids.
That's all?
Yes.
Because they're kids?
And they have to, like, fix a problem.
That doesn't make sense, though.
Yeah, it's a stupid fucking joke.
Yeah, I'm like, they don't... This... You know, the mystery...
There's no mystery.
The mystery gang doesn't clean up messes that they created.
There's real
that doesn't
magic.
Make any sense.
And there's real magic, not Scooby-Doo magic.
Yeah, that doesn't... So when I watched him, like, what does he mean by that?
And also...
doesn't make any sense.
And also, these other 2 kids shouldn't fucking be there.
No, definitely not. We'll definitely get into that at the end of the trailer.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
We'll definitely get into that at the end of the trailer, but, like, why are Ned and MJ even involved in this?
I don't know. Yeah.
They're civilians. Why are they involved in this?
I feel like there's gonna wind up being some shit where it's like, I don't know, like, they're tied into the multiverse. Like, if they have to be there when they reconnect or something.
Oh, yeah. I guess. Oh, that's so stupid. But anyways. So what is happening now, Dylan?
They're just cutting random shit. That's actually what I noticed. We're watching it on mute. There's a whole lot of, like, completely unrelated shots. Like, for, like, 1 second. Yeah. Which is actually very lazy. So there's him diving for the pumpkin bomb, which is kind of cool. And I do like this. I would like to discuss this, Evan.
Yeah.
We could have, you know what? We can have a humble and positive discourse about this film.
Okay.
And I wanted to bring up, I like how he's like, well, they're all fated to die by Spider-Man's hand.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of cool. Even though it's not true.
I'm gonna say, but then
it's all right.
Yeah, at least
as far as we know, it's not true.
Yeah, for the Raimi movies, well, Green Goblin and Doc Ock, they both killed themselves. Whether you take it literally or not with Doctor Strange, obviously Spider-Man was involved in both of their deaths.
Involved
in their deaths. He didn't kill them literally though.
Yeah, if Spider-Man didn't exist, like it's very likely that Otto would have done the same thing somehow.
No, I don't think so. He would have maybe died, but just from the experiment fucking up. He wouldn't have died from like
saving him.
Yeah, because that would definitely Peter pushed him to go into that direction.
Well, look at you, Evan. Guess what? You're fucking feeding into the MCU's logic.
We're gonna get into that when we talk about Spider-Man 2. We'll get into that.
But I think that's like a cool idea that like their fates are interlinked and that feeds into like the plot somehow.
Yeah. Well, Norman definitely killed himself.
Makes it feel more epic, you know what I'm saying?
Norman definitely killed himself.
Well, that's true. It's kind of true too. What you said about Otto, like, would Green Goblin have died without Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Spider-Man was involved. But anyways, then there's the question of Sandman. Well, we don't know what's really going on with that.
We'll have to mention that after in the spoiler part.
Yeah, I've seen two different things. I don't know what's necessarily true here. And yeah, we'll talk about that. And then there's also Lizard for Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Great Gizzard.
Yeah, the Gizzard. They both lived at the end of their movies. So, well, what did Doctor Strange mean by that?
I read a specific spoiler, and we can talk about it after.
Yeah, I've seen two different things about this. I don't know which is true. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I do like the whole villains are fated to die thing, and I hope that's not like a throwaway line just to explain like the villains just have to be here.
Yeah.
Like, so this is like I don't know exactly how that would work, but you know what I mean. Like, I hope it's not like a throwaway line just to explain shit. I hope it's like actually part of the story. Because like I said, that's an interesting idea.
And then we see basically
he does the thing where he knocks...
Well, no, I was thinking on top of that.
Sorry.
He basically Tom Holland's Spider-Man, trying to free the villains because he feels guilty about them dying.
Yeah. So basically, I think what Doctor Strange is saying is they're fated to die by Spider-Man's hand. Like that's why they're here.
Yeah.
I guess. And then he's about to send them back effectively to their deaths. And Spider-Man's like, well, that can't be my fault. I don't want that to happen. Maybe he doesn't fully understand the multiverse yet. I don't know.
I think I don't know. I don't know if he thinks he can rehabilitate him. There's some spoiler stuff about this out. Should I just mention it really quick?
Do I know already?
I think you do, because we read the same plot leak early on. This was a while ago though.
This is kind of funny.
And this is from someone who's been pretty credible.
This is a bit of a tangent, but I want to mention
because a lot of shit he's said became confirmed in trailers.
Right. But you mentioned for the Eternals, you were like, dude, you don't remember this? How could you not remember this?
Well, Eternal and dog shit.
I was like, dude, I don't fucking like. You think I retained any of the Eternal shit? I don't know. But this, like, I studied this like it was my textbook. Yeah. So I know if it was in there, I remember. So
if you don't care, just skip like 20 seconds. I'll just say
I'll put timestamps for this episode.
There's basically people say that there's some manipulation from Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin. Manipulating Tom into setting them free. Yeah.
The leak said something like, basically Willem is like, oh, he's gonna kill us, like he's sending us back to our deaths. Basically, I guess that's what I was just saying, more or less. But I wasn't thinking about it in that way. But I think when he says like, oh, they're fated to die by Spider-Man, does he not understand the multiverse yet? He must, because he learned about it in the last movie.
Yeah.
So never mind. I don't know. Because the way he reacts indicates that he thinks it's like his literal fault, which it's obviously not.
I think it's like, I don't know. He feels guilty for something, and I don't necessarily know exactly what it is, but he thinks it will make it better.
It's almost surprising that there's something we don't know about the movie. Like, we don't know exactly why he does it. And probably, ultimately, when we watch the movie, the logic still won't be sound. Like, it still will make, like, not that much sense, so.
All I know is that, like, Green Goblin, I guess, has something to do with it.
He has a role in him freeing him, or freeing the villains.
Yeah.
From Doctor Strange's little Ghostbusters ghost trap.
Which I like. I am kind of excited. Just because I want to see Willem Dafoe do his thing. Be his evil fucking Green Goblin. So I'm excited for that.
But yeah, I'm excited actually to talk about some fan theories.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a few cool fan theories based
From
on the
him,
trailer.
yeah.
I kind of like seeing Doctor Strange fight Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's kind of cool.
But I feel like it seems to be implied that Spider-Man wins. And I don't believe
He would win.
Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man beats Doctor Strange.
I don't think
MCU
really
Doctor
any
Strange.
Spider-Man wins against Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I feel like
Of course, the Chad Toby could defeat anyone, but any other version of Spider-Man would fall to Doctor Strange.
No, for the most part, yeah, Doctor Strange would probably win all fights. But just for the context, I don't think MCU Spider-Man stands any chance.
Like, especially this.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious, yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm sure there's some more nuanced debates to have about certain versions in the comics. But just this specifically.
MCU Spider-Man versus MCU Doctor Strange.
Yeah. And I feel like, well, the villains end up getting freed, so he wins somehow.
I mean, it was very easy for Spider-Man to fuck up the spell or whatever, so maybe it's easy to fuck up magic sometimes.
John Watson does a very good job of making previously established characters who are incompetent in his movies. That's very interesting.
Like Happy?
Yeah, there's like Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man
and
himself.
Like Doctor Strange.
Like Doctor Strange, like Dr. Octopus.
As soon as you get put
fucking Green Goblin, like...
Yeah, as soon as you get put in a John Watts film, all of a sudden you become very bad at your job.
You become a fucking Simpsons adult.
Which is very interesting.
Don't know what to do.
Yeah. That's something that just literally just clicked in my head. Now, just now, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, the Russos, they're really good at that. They're really good at that. Like, I mean, they actually kind of do it to their detriment a little bit. Like,
well, Doctor Strange was awesome in Infinity War. He was better in Infinity War than his own movie.
Infinity War.
And then Spider-Man was better in Infinity War and
Civil War.
Like, we had to kind of exclude Endgame from the rest of the Russo shit. But
well, actually, Doctor Strange and Spider-Man probably have the two worst representations in that movie of any other character.
Yeah,
they are fucking terrible.
That's the thing. Yeah.
But I also.
But in Infinity War and Civil War, Spider-Man's awesome, and Doctor Strange is awesome in Infinity War.
And Black Panther, still in my opinion, has the best.
Yeah,
I know
Black
Panther has nothing to fucking do with this, but.
Just to kind of back up what we're saying.
Yeah, about the Russos, like, fucking Black Panther's shit in Civil War is the best Black Panther shit.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
the MCU. It's amazing. All right, Evan, what else is there in this classic movie? Electro is here, and guess what, Evan? He has the big star head.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
All right.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, whatever.
It looks more like an accurate, like, comic book Sinister Six.
Than the blue Tasm, too.
I mean, the Tasm shit is, like, from the Ultimates. Like, it's pretty accurate to the Ultimate look, so...
Yeah, I guess it is. But I think he's still, like, the glowing look, but he's still yellow, though.
No, in Ultimates, he's blue.
No, he's yellow, but he turns blue. He has, like, 2 different forms.
Does he?
Yeah.
Super Saiyan type man?
Yeah, it's, like, on that shit. Because I remember from the Ultimate Spider-Man video game, he's yellow at first. And then, like, his second form is fucking blue. And also, I forgot what I was saying. But who cares? Anyways, yeah, he it seems like he doesn't always have the star head. It's just, like, when he's just, like... He was, like, powering up, and it, like, showed up.
Yeah, when he needs to flex it for the trailer.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I didn't get, like, a super good look, but that's what it seemed like. So, yeah, there's some crazy duel between Spider-Man and... Okay, here. So, you said that I was, spoiling.
Yeah, you're a fucking spoiler, man.
Doctor Strange destroying the Iron Spider suit. But there's literally a shot of the Iron Spider suit, like, joining with his arms.
I don't think that's...
That's what's going on right there.
I don't know if that's true.
Look what's going on.
But...
That's the armor going on.
I don't think just from the trailer you can make that jump, but it's fair. That's fair. Because you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they show him breaking the suit. It just shows he has a little upgrade. Maybe he went into Tony Stark's little lab and he made a little upgrade.
God. That's something they would do in a John Watts Spider-Man film. So.
It is. It's really funny that there's this joke I've seen. There's this joke I've seen. It's real funny. No, there's this joke I've seen that like he can't get a solo movie. He really can't.
Oh yeah, no. Because now this one was a 3 Spider-Man movie.
Introduced in the best team up in the MCU.
Yeah.
And then, like, his first movie is literally an Iron Man like movie with an Iron Man villain.
I guess Far From Home kind of is.
But Far From Home, Iron Man has even more bearing on the plot.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Than fucking Homecoming somehow.
Yeah.
Actually, they're both completely Iron Man centric.
Yeah, they are.
If Iron Man doesn't exist, those movies just don't exist. Like, there's no way.
That's so stupid.
Because of course there's not another superhero, but you also have Nick Fury and the Skrulls and Sword and fucking Mysterio
and
too.
I guess that initial plot leak we read also implies that for some reason the villains are after the arc reactor. Spoilers. So there you go. There's some fucking R&D.
For some reason I don't know if I buy that, but I guess
I'm not sure.
The movie is almost 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it could be because we've never really seen any indication of that outside of that leak. But I guess it's probably true.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I haven't seen Electro with like an arc reactor in his chest. What? My God! What if Electro got his hands on an arc reactor? My God!
I'd be hyped.
My God. But yeah, Green Goblin, Happy's looking real cool. Sandman. Oh, look at that Sandman, Evan.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Look at that Thomas Hayden Church. He's big and sandy. Look at him.
Did they show the shot already of Green Goblin suit?
Of Corn of Goblin? I've been dying to say that. I'm sorry. That's a fucking Weekly Planet joke.
Did they show the shot already?
Yes.
Okay, so...
Would you like to speak on his look, Evan? I think is what you're saying.
I'm not too excited by this. I saw a stupid tweet
there you go.
where someone's like, he literally looks the same. Why are you getting mad? Okay, yeah, there's a difference though. He's literally all fucking CGI. Shit, and it's not even just like he's all CGI. He's shitty MCU CGI.
I don't think
versus just having
bad.
the actual suit.
I don't think it looks that bad.
Just I'm like,
but it's also
very clearly CGI. Okay, maybe it wouldn't look that bad if I had no frame of reference for this shit. But I've seen the practical one. Okay, you know what I mean?
I don't think it even looks that bad.
And I know we're never gonna see the practical one in it. I know it's gonna be CGI the entire movie, or for at least the extent that his old suit's even in it. There is that. I can give it the benefit of the doubt for that, because he might only be in the old suit for the bridge scene. I think until he gets captured or whatever, or they get put in the prison.
Can we talk spoilers now?
Yeah, well, we already did it more than once.
Let's just, fuck it. So, what I heard is that he puts the mask on actually in the final act only.
I don't think that's what happens.
That's what I heard.
I think...
And I have very credible sources.
I know you do, though. What it seems like to me is that they show up at this bridge towards the beginning. Because we see all him throw the bomb there. And that's what it looks like what's happening here. And then they get captured and put in the prisons before Tom frees them.
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
I think that's what's happened.
So one thing I really want to see... I want to see Spider-Man fight... Oh, God, it's so fucking stupid that it's not the Sinister Six. But
there's only 5 of them.
That's so fucking stupid. And I don't know if all of them will even show up on the bridge. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work out.
I think they might drip them. They might drip them through the movie. They might slow drip them.
Well, I don't know. There was the leaked image of them all in the prison. So I think they all do get put in the prison somewhat towards the beginning.
Well, I guess you could still...
How it happens, though, we'll see.
It could still be a slow drip because technically the first act could still be like an hour long.
Yeah.
So...
Like we said, the movie is fucking 3 hours long, so...
Who knows how long it takes for them to get in those prisons and shit.
It's crazy the movie's as long as fucking Endgame.
I know. But of course, like, there's way more to pay homage to here.
Yeah.
Because it includes the Raimi trilogy.
Of course.
So.
I will say this. This is a 3 hours I'm actually more excited for than Endgame. I would say. Depending how they use it.
It's weird because it's like in retrospect. But
yeah, that's true. I'm saying this in retrospect because... Then again, I was hyped for Endgame at the time. It just ended up being massively disappointing. But
obviously, we like the Raimi movies like more than the MCU.
Yes,
I don't think that ever wasn't true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more exciting in that way. But I really want to see Tom. Sorry, I said Tom. I want to see Spider-Man.
We know what you mean. Just call him Tom. He doesn't deserve that title.
Yeah, he's Tommy. He's Tommy Boy, not Spider-Man. He's Tommy Boy. No, but I want to see...
Oh, can I say something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Happy birthday, Dylan. It's 12 a.m.
Oh, crap.
For those of you who don't know, November 21st, Dylan's birthday.
And also, I have an excuse for why I'm fucked up this time.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Dylan.
Thank you. I'm basking in the glory. Can we talk about real quick? Evan got me a really cool NECA Casey Jones action figure.
I did.
And I ripped it out of the box like a fucking savage. And
you did.
And I put it up on my little wall, and he's very cool.
On your shelf.
On my wall.
The shelf's on the wall, so. The shelf is an extension of the wall.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So you're right.
You are right.
Who's right?
Evan.
You're right. The shelf is an extension of the wall.
Okay. I was playing it up. It's okay. Anyways, what I was gonna say. Thank you. Also, it's happy birthday to me. But
do you think we have the longest No Way Home trailer reaction? We're already 40 minutes into this shit.
There's a lot to talk
for a
about.
trailer that's 3 minutes long.
Didn't we talk about something off the top? We talked about Joker.
We did, but it was really quick.
Yeah.
I hope we have the longest No Way Home reaction on YouTube.
There's
No Way Home trailer reaction.
Grace Randolph probably talked about it for like an hour.
Oh yeah, that might be true.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm really excited to see them all fuck up Tom on the bridge. Like, it's a pseudo Sinister Six thing.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's really stupid that it's not the Sinister Six. Like, actually, I think there's a reason for that. I think they're gonna try and save it for a movie.
Which makes it even more stupid.
I know. Just
do it now.
If there's a time to do it,
This
it's
is
right
Yeah.
here.
But like you said, Sony, they have such a hard on for some reason for making a fucking Sinister Six movie.
I know.
And that's the reason. I really believe if there's not 6 villains in this. We've talked about this, whether or not there's a hidden 6th villain. I'm kind of agree with you now. They're probably not.
Yeah.
But that's the reason. Because Sony just has a hard on for that Sinister Six movie. They want to make it so badly.
I think because we talked about, I don't know if we're going to do it, but at the end of the Spider-Man 3 video, which will be right before No Way Home.
Yeah.
I would like to do like a bingo.
Yes.
Like, I mean, it might be pointless because we know a
so
lot.
much of what happens in the movie.
We'd have to kind of cherry pick stuff we don't know to try and guess.
We'll have to talk about like the nuances.
Yeah, it'd have to be
not
like,
the overall, like the actual like.
Yeah,
plot.
like why. There's a lot of specifics that we'd have to be very specific.
Yeah.
But what was I talking about? Thanks for interrupting me, Evan.
Sorry.
What was I talking about? The Sinister Six thing.
Yeah.
I think it's if we were gonna do the bingo thing maybe at Spider-Man 3 thing. If I was gonna put one on there, I would put that there's gonna be like a soft like setup for the Sinister Six. So yeah, that would go on my bingo card. Evan, do you have any bingo cards? Little suggestions that you would guess?
Off the top of my head, no. I gotta think about it before Spider-Man 3.
Especially stuff that we don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I gotta think about
That's
it for
hard.
Spider-Man 3.
So what else do we got, Evan? You want to talk about the trailer more?
Well, yeah, we actually do have like a couple more moments we had to talk about.
We're only 2/3 through the trailer.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, we have Thomas Hayden Church. That's actually a pretty cool little shot.
So yeah, this is where we have the shot of 3 of the villains: Electro, Sandman, and Lizard. Okay, I guess we can talk about the Brazilian trailer.
Like I said, yeah, we should get that in 1 second. But most of the trailer is kind of just random shit. Like I said,
yeah, just
like there's a lot of filler shots that are literally 1 second.
Yeah.
Which is very strange, and I think that might have to do with Toby and Andrew.
Yeah, because
I think maybe they're avoiding like having to do work in terms of like getting them out or picking like good scenes that don't have them in it.
Shout out to new rock stars.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Shout out to
Why?
new rock stars. I'm about to let you know, Dylan. I'm about to let you know. So the Brazilian trailer leak. I can actually keep the player. I'll get into what I was saying in a second. Keep that trailer.
Oh well, so I just wanted to mention that aside from the ending here, because at the ending this mostly seems to be in the final act exclusively. Yeah. I guess it kind of seems like it progresses through the movie, but there's a lot of random shit just interspersed. I only really noticed, like I said, when we're watching it on mute right now. But at the end here, you get a nice look at the kind of what seems to be the climax of them fighting on the Statue of Liberty, which is a cool setting.
And this makes me think that pretty much Doc Ock and Green Goblin will be like the primary villains.
I think
because they're missing here.
So you think these are like they're fighting them before they get to Green Goblin and Doc Ock?
Yeah, but also for Doc Ock, it could be just his moments at the beginning on the bridge. It could be that too.
I think that might be true.
Yeah, it could be that too.
And
because that seemed to be most focused on him, that scene. I
did hear that Green Goblin is the actual real antagonist.
That's basically what we've been hearing.
And people have been saying also that the reason they're
which I think is true.
Yeah, I agree. But the reason that Alfred Molina Alfred Molina's Doc Ock is like so heavy in the marketing is because he was the first one to kind of spoil. I guess he wasn't. It was Electro.
Yeah,
But
I mean, Alfred Molina actually went on that fucking interview and was like, "Yeah, I'm back."
Guess what? I'm thinking I'm back.
I think the idea, because people aren't hot on Jamie Foxx's Electro. You know what I mean?
They were like, well, now
we're not gonna market him. You know what I mean? We're not hot on a character.
They're like, we have free reign to do it with a Raimi one.
Yeah, exactly.
With one of the Raimi ones.
And they want to keep Green Goblin a little bit hidden, I guess.
I like the fact that like if it.
I feel like Doc Ock was a good choice to use for the marketing. I think,
it was a good pivot. You know? I wonder how the marketing would have looked if that didn't happen. I wonder.
I think they still would have went with Doc Ock, probably.
It's interesting.
But like you said, it was Alfred Molina kind of like, yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, so they were just like, well, free
Chad.
Yeah, like, because he's just from such a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he's fucking, what, like 60-something years old.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, maybe in his 70s. He's an old man.
He's like, yeah, I'm in that picture.
I'm
in that movie picture.
I'll say, though, the de-aging on him actually does look really good.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't look bad at all. Yeah. So I'll give them that.
What was I watching with good de-aging? Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Did not see that movie.
Good. You know what?
Who did they de-age in that?
I don't want to spoil it.
We already spoiled Spider-Man No Way Home.
You know what? We're spoiling all the Sony pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
Today. I don't want to say.
Okay. Just tell me after we finish.
Well, you know what? I'll say it right now. Skip 10 seconds ahead if you don't want spoilers for Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's Egon.
Isn't Egon dead?
Yes. Anyways, Spider-Man. No, okay, so I actually told you about Ghostbusters a little bit. This isn't spoilers anymore, but I
thought you were lying. I thought that was a total lie.
You thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
It's like whether we agree on that being good or not, which you haven't seen it, you piece of shit. But
no, it just sounded stupid. I'm not saying the movie's bad. It might be good. The only reason I didn't go see it is just I'm not even like that big on Ghostbusters. I could have saw it today, but I'm just choosing not to see it just because I don't care.
And it's kind of, we talked about this before, but it's one of those like soft reboot,
exactly,
like legacy sequels.
I'm gonna go see that for something that I wanted.
But I wanted to say
at least a franchise I'm invested in. I'm not invested in Ghostbusters at all.
The quality, the rest of the movie aside, the effect for that character looked great. It did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like it wasn't on some fucking terrible like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Leia and Tarkin looked so fucking bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spider-Man time.
Or Episode 9, Young Luke.
Can I tell you?
In 10-second face in the dark. They had to keep it make sure it was in the fucking dark.
Yeah, why
don't put too much light on his young face.
Why you look better in Mando?
He did. Hey.
Why you look better in Mando?
He looked like shit in that also though.
He didn't look good, but he looked better.
Jesus Christ.
No cap, he looked better.
Yeah.
Episode 9 is for another day.
I'm about to say that's another can of worms.
But the de-aging on Doc Ock does look good. Do you think they'll even... I almost feel like they won't even bother with Willem, but I could be wrong.
De-aging him? I don't think they will.
I almost feel like they won't bother. Yeah. I don't know why. I guess he's a little younger, too, than Alfred Molina.
No, they're about the same age.
They're about the same age?
Yeah. Because Willem Dafoe's old as fuck, too.
Weird.
But Willem Dafoe, he pretty much, for the most part, he looks the same as he did back then.
Well, he didn't... okay, maybe they're the same age, but he didn't age, like, that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that Alfred Molina did either, but...
You know, Willem Dafoe drinks the, what is it, stem cell fluid? Or, like, spinal fluid from the kids.
No, don't do Willem like that. I love Willem. Don't do him like that.
Well, they don't tell him.
I know he's a good one.
They don't tell him. They just sprinkle it in his coffee.
Yeah. Okay. I'll accept that.
He would be firmly against it if he knew.
Yeah.
But his benefactors want to keep him healthy.
Okay. I can accept that. That one I can accept.
That's so stupid. I'm sorry. But yeah, this shot actually looks pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, just like Sandman, Electro, and Lizard looking pretty cool.
I will already say though, just because I had to be that asshole. I don't think Sandman looks that good either, as he does in Part 3.
I think that's fair. I just think, especially because
I was looking at the side-by-side shots for each of the villains, and then like when Sandman turns into the giant, like that at the end of Part 3. Yeah. It really looks like solid like rock.
Yeah.
Where this is like very clearly like
smoke.
Yes.
It's like a smoke. What do they call it? It's like a particle effect.
Yeah.
It's not like rendered.
Yes.
Like a 3D model. Yeah. It actually does kind of look like that. You're right. But I just wanted to say for the Green Goblin thing, I think it looks fine. And I also think it's like, I don't think you can really judge it until you see it fully in motion.
That's fair.
Because I do think it looks good.
I'm in the position where I just automatically want to shit on it.
Yeah, I know, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, I think for that one shot it looks good, but on the same, like, on the other hand, or whatever the fuck the phrase is, it's also like, that could just be like, this is the best it looks in the entire movie. Put in this 1 second part.
That is certainly possible.
You know what I mean? So I'll wait to judge on certain things like that. But I think you're right.
We have heard from Grace Randolph that apparently this movie might not even be finished yet.
Yeah.
That they're rushing to finish the CG, which is cool. I don't know if I would say that cool.
I mean, it just feels so weird. You know
I feel bad for the people working on it.
I feel deeply bad for those people.
That sounds horrible.
But what I think is cool about it is just, like, you rarely hear about, like, MCU is like a fucking... They're like a factory.
Yeah.
Like, they just push that shit out. To hear that they're actually, like, struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, or they're, like...
They're rushing to finish all the effects on the movie. And I think me and you talked about this. It kind of makes sense. Because it seems like, well, okay, we already know based on the trailer... They're going to be, we don't know about Toby. We know about Toby and Andrew, but we don't get the confirmation in the trailer. It looks like there's going to be a big fight at the movie's already 3 hours long, and then we're going to have 8 characters all at once in the final act fighting each other. And all of it's going to be fucking CGI. And I imagine it's not like Endgame like we talked about this, where they're all very tiny figures. There's a million of them. It's like they're all half rendered.
Yeah, you don't even have to render them all.
This is like
perfectly.
I imagine it's going to be a lot more detailed.
There's probably going to be a lot more like close-ups, a lot more focus, and it's also in Endgame. There's a lot of shots, like a ton of shots, where it's like there's kind of just like what's her name, Rescue is in the foreground, like shooting someone, and then in the background it's just like 100 gray guys punching each other. But in this, it's like.
You have to very clearly focus on all of them.
Electro, Sandman, Spider-Man, they're all very distinct looking.
Yeah.
So everyone engaging in combat looks very distinct and has a very distinct, power.
Yeah, and the movie's 3 hours, and I imagine that was going to be the entire final act, all this shit going down.
Yeah, and then of course you can't skimp on the other 2 hours or whatever, so... Yeah, it's very intensive.
So they're in crunch time now.
Yeah. Which is, it's crazy that we're starting to hear about movies having crunch.
Yeah.
That's just insane. Epic. Anyways, so let's move on. I've had this frame pause for a minute because I actually think that looks dope. That's cool.
It does look cool. It reminds me of Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because you have that similar kind of dynamic with the Sinister Six towards the end of Spider-Man.
They're all kind of cornering him on the roof and shit. Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool part. It's a pretty cool part.
Yeah, it is.
That should have happened like at the halfway point of the game, but that's another conversation. And I think this part actually looks pretty dope when they're just starting to fight on the statue. And
you go back, Dylan.
Dilly go back. Dilly go back. Time to rewind. Time to scrub back.
Okay. Do you see that? Do you see that very quick shot?
My God.
Where he's purged.
Oh, I thought you were gonna mention the lizard thing.
I am going to. This is the time to mention it though. Well, I guess we can talk about the lizard thing because that's the bigger thing. So there's the shot where Sandman, Electro, and Lizard are like lunging at Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, it seems very clear that Tom Holland Spider-Man is going for Sandman.
Right.
And then you see Lizard and Electro also jumping, but they're going in 2 different directions.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not focusing. They're not all 3 focusing on Tom.
Yeah.
It's clear that they're like lined up on 3 different like levels.
Yeah. So what people are saying, anyways, is that okay? So Toby and Andrew are also in this shot.
Yeah. So one of them, like each villain is probably squared up to hit a different Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then
but they're just cut out.
In the Brazilian trailer, they kept the shot going for like a second longer, and then you see Lizard get punched by some kind of invisible force, like his head jerks to the side.
And it's like it's funny because I've seen people, not a ton of people, to be fair, but I saw people like, oh, it's just like the wind from like Sandman whipping his head around.
Did someone really say that?
Yeah, there's.
You had to be stupid to say some stupid shit like that.
It's just like, not only would they not put that much detail, it's like super extreme recoil.
Yeah, I'm like, what? So, it's not like you want like his head jerked a little bit. Yeah. His neck literally like go flying the other way.
That's just stupid, but
yeah, so they just edited out
So we get a hint to Toby with Alfred Molina's wonderful, Doc Ock being confused a bit by him not being Toby. And then we also get a little hint of Andrew perhaps punching his former foe.
Yeah. Well, we don't know who punched who because they're two...
Perhaps, I said.
Yeah, they're two TASM villains here, so...
Perhaps.
We're going to have Toby against a TASM villain, which is kind of cool. I like that.
I'm pretty excited to see some matchups.
I'm excited for that.
So, we're about at the end of the trailer here.
Oh, but yeah, we go back about... I think it's about a frame
When he land on the head?
Yeah. It should be right there.
Oh, sorry.
It's very quick.
What is it?
So shout out to New Rockstars for this.
Okay, all right, you aren't kidding.
When he perched there for a second, there's warping around him.
Ah.
So the assumption is in two different spots there's warping. So what the assumption is that, well, that actual shot there is all three of them.
Miles
landing.
Morales and Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
Landing next to him in epic fashion.
It's not Toby or Andrew. It's Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales.
That is really hard to pause on.
Exactly, it's very quick, and I think that's on purpose. Yeah.
Well, like I said
too,
I think some of these shots are so short because they didn't want to have to edit out for longer.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, there's warping in the background behind him, and
well, I guess wouldn't you have the raw footage? But I guess it wouldn't look right. I don't know how this shit works.
Yeah.
But disclaimer: we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
No, what you're saying makes perfect sense to me. That seems to be the reason.
But I'm just saying,
there's so much they had to work around.
Yeah.
To not reveal them.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to show scenes from this final battle, there's probably a lot you had to make sure to edit out or not show.
I think at the end here, it does feel a little just naked, almost. It feels a little empty. And I don't think it's even just because I know for a fact that Toby and Andrew are in the movie. We don't have to dance around it. There's people on Twitter that are like, even if they're not in it, I'll still like it. Bitch, they're in it. We know. We just know.
Yeah.
There's empirical evidence. We don't have to debate.
I don't even think, if they weren't in it, would they have Alfred Molina even say that line?
Maybe.
You think so?
Maybe. But I don't think it's not even a question.
It's not a question.
It's not even a question. Would they have him say that? I think they would. They wouldn't have Alfred Molina.
Yeah.
It would just be a guy. I don't know. It would just be John Goodman.
Yeah, it would be really shitty if they brought back the villains from those movies, but not.
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah.
They would not have the sixth member so that they can technically have the Sinister Six in a different movie, big reveal, but they wouldn't have all these old villains without having the old Spider-Mans. I just don't think they would do that. Also, there is fucking proof.
Yeah.
So it's
they're leaked images.
I say it like that because it genuinely shocked me. There's so many people on Twitter that
still deny it.
They're like, they're not in it. They're not in it. You are brain dead.
Facts.
But I just wanted to mention like I was saying, even if I thought that Toby and Andrew weren't in the movie, this ending part here feels empty.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a lot of dialogue or a lot of shit we're not seeing or hearing that might have played well in the trailer that they just can't do because they don't want to show them.
And then we get this scene of MJ falling off.
The classic Spider-Man fall.
Yeah, the Gwen Stacy fall. And I think this is when I messaged you and I was like, why the fuck are Ned and MJ here? Why are they here at this giant fucking battle?
I have a feeling...
What do they contribute to this?
I have a feeling it's like I said, Doctor Strange is going to be they're part of the spell, so they have to stay near...
Something really stupid.
So they have to stay near the ghost trap thing.
I don't think it's a case where it's Green Goblin kidnapped them and put them there. It doesn't seem like that.
Because he's with them too much.
Yeah. And also it's I don't know. Would he kidnap both of them?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, he does grabbing... He likes grabbing fistful of people and dropping them.
He does like doing that, but it's I don't know. I feel like he would have just kidnapped MJ. He wouldn't have went and got Ned and her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's probably some shit where they're like, you guys gotta get the book.
And where they're at on the scaffolding or whatever, it doesn't seem you know what I mean?
Yeah. It seems very
they're bystanders to this shit.
Yeah, they're just kind of following around Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what if these are, it would be crazy if the Ned and MJ shots aren't real.
That would be funny, I guess.
I mean...
But, no, there's no way they're not going to do that scene of her falling.
No, I'm not saying that, but just, them standing around in the cages and like them on the building. It's like that's just Toby and Andrew. That's not
maybe
that's not real.
Yeah.
That's not real. But I don't know. I was just thinking about it. There's a couple things I wanted to ask you, Evan. How do you feel, Evan, about generally them not showing Toby and Andrew? Do you think they should have?
It seems like a mistake to me. I understand why, obviously, because it's like, oh, it's gonna be more hype if they don't say anything, don't show anything. It's gonna be more hype, but it seems like a mistake to me, just because like if you're looking at it from the
marketing,
the idea of being a fucking business. I feel like if you showed them the ticket sales are already gonna go crazy. There's so much fucking hype for this movie. I feel like most people kind of know or have an idea that they're probably gonna be in it. Or just that it's related to the
There
older
was like
films.
a complete normie. There was this girl I knew in like middle school, and on Instagram, and she just posted like I guarantee you she had no idea like that Alfred Molina was from Spider-Man 2
or
whatever. Like she was like, yay, the new Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like there are people that are just normies that are like, yay, the new Spider-Man's coming out.
So he's already popular just on his own.
Yeah,
Tom Holland Spider-Man. So for that reason, it's gonna make a shit ton of money. And then I don't know. I just feel like if they marketed them. That's the way to make maximum profit.
Yeah.
But I guess I can respect them not showing it. For me, it doesn't really matter either way because I am going to see it either way, and I already know they're in it, so it doesn't do anything for me.
Doesn't affect you either way, you're saying, right? I was just going to say, I almost respect it, the choice not to show Andrew and Toby, but the fact that anyone who cares knows already. Yeah. There are going to be...
For that reason, it doesn't matter.
It's kind of lame.
Yeah. But I guess it's cool to not see it. It's more hype just to see, when you finally
I know there will
actually
be
see it.
Yeah, actually, the reveal isn't in the trailer. It's how they want you to see it whenever it happens in the movie.
I kind of like that.
That's cool. But also, I know there are going to be a few Toby fans or Andrew fans that, they get caught off guard, they don't follow this shit, and maybe they'll happen to catch it and it'll just blow their fucking mind. So that's cool.
That is true.
I do respect it, but at the same time, it's cover your tracks a little better.
Yeah.
You don't get full credit just for pulling it here at the end. You have to actually threaten to sue the shit out of Andrew or something.
I didn't think about it like that. They're probably like a middle-aged dad now who are probably our age when he saw Spider-Man 1 back in the day, who might watch it, who probably completely out of the loop. Maybe even just shit now. Yeah, and then he might go see it and he'll just be like, "Oh Jesus Christ, he brought him back." You know what I mean? That's kind of cool when I think about it like that.
You're gonna get some normies.
Yeah, that's kind of cool like that when I think about it like that.
Yeah, so they get some credit, not full credit, not from Dylan, but they get some credit. Because I don't know, there's always people that are like, "Oh, why would you show that in the trailer?" But I don't know, just the optics too. I don't know if there's a world where you can make this movie without having people like us, I wouldn't say big fans, big followers, big viewers. I don't know.
People too invested in this shit.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a person with a level of investment that we have that you can keep this shit from them. I don't know if it's possible.
That's the thing. It's no matter what, we were gonna see it either way.
Yeah. But it's just interesting. I don't know.
Oh, but there are a couple more moments we have not talked about yet.
There's one more thing I wanted to mention.
Oh, okay.
Before we move on.
Yes.
The Captain America shield on the Statue of Liberty.
It's stupid.
I can't even see it. Is that what they're building? Is that what the scaffolding is?
I'm just I'm not against it, but I'm like, that's stupid. I don't care.
Can I mention a cartoon very quickly?
Yeah.
Marvel, Earth's Mightiest Hero. I'm having a stroke. Marvel, I almost said Earth's Mightiest Cheerios or something. Earth's Honeyest Cheerios. No, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's an old Avengers show, and they had a moment where Cap gets unfrozen, and then they're trying to bring him back to New York, and then he winds up on the Statue of Liberty, and they're trying to convince him you're old. And then he's like, "No, I'm not. No." And he's fighting them.
Oh, he's in denial about the shit.
Yeah.
And he's been gone for so long.
And then Iron Man's like, "Well, look over there, idiot." And then he looks up, and there's a life-size Captain America statue on Ellis Island.
Yeah.
They don't turn the Statue of Liberty into Captain America.
Yeah.
There's just an additional small statue near it.
For me, it's just That's definitely better. They should have went with something like that. But it's like, it almost seems... I'm not offended by it, but I could see someone being offended by it. Like, be like, oh, how dare they do this to our fucking nation's monument?
I'm not offended by it in the sense that I'm like...
No, I don't give a shit at all. I just think it's stupid. But I could see someone else being offended by it.
But I'm speaking about my opinion now.
Of course.
Like, I'm not offended by it in the sense that, like, I'm like, how dare you defile in America? It's just corny as shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like if they changed the $1 bill in the MCU to have Tony Stark on it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, are you fucking stupid?
That's funny as fuck.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because that's a very weird, big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not big, but it's like, change the national monument to be Marvel.
It would be cool. It just seems cooler having the Spider-Man all fight at the Statue of Liberty. And it's just the normal Statue of Liberty. Why did you have to change it? That's so stupid.
There has to be a cool MCU reference on the national monument.
That's so fucking stupid. No, I don't like it at all.
It's just corny. I hate it, yeah. I hate it. But yeah, and then there's a stinger. We're going to talk about the stinger next? Is that what you're talking about?
I was going to say, we didn't talk about the MJ falling moment.
Oh, okay. Well,
so she falls off, and the way she falling, I guess they kind of frame it to look like when Gwen's falling in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So there are some theories as to what goes on in this scene.
My goodness. Oh.
Would you like to talk about the theory, Dylan?
Well, perhaps I would.
Okay.
He's swinging, he catch her.
But who?
Which
of the three Spider-Men?
Well, that's the real question. Well, I guess, let me think. I think just based on numbers, it shouldn't be Andrew, based on his success rate. But I think it will be Andrew. Because it will redeem him in a way. Yeah. And Andrew will say, don't do that again.
Yeah, so what people are guessing, this is not a spoiler, by the way. This is completely speculative.
Not confirmed in any leaks or anything.
People are assuming that it will be Andrew who saves her from that fall. Me and you both kind of agree, but that's kind of cool.
It's cool.
I like that, yeah.
I like that he'll get to it, but it does kind of depend what he says after.
Yeah, that's the thing. Don't draw too much attention to it.
Yeah,
just let it happen. Let it feel natural.
I don't want him to put his hand on their shoulders after and be like, don't drop your friends. Like, it hurt my feelings when I did that. Like, we know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Just have him fucking epically swing in.
Yeah.
Like Tom's like trailing behind. He can't quite get there in time, and Andrew swoops in and saves her. He gets a little redemption.
Yeah. For
like the ending of his last movie, and especially I think the part about it that is like that makes it really cool is that was like the huge sloppy cliffhanger at the end of Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, they're finally finding a way to kind of give him some closure.
Yeah, you can wrap that up pretty nicely by having him do that.
I agree.
Which is... That movie is such like a hanging thread, like a weird, like shitty hanging thread. That I don't know, it's nice that in this weird roundabout way, you can kind of get your little Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
And Toby, of course, he didn't need nothing. He don't need nothing.
Well, it's funny. I actually saw someone talking about the other day how they felt Spider-Man 3's ending was kind of a cliffhanger. I feel like it's a nice ending, but I could see what they meant. You can kind of read it as a cliffhanger because you don't really know for sure what happens with Peter and MJ there.
Is the last shot...
They don't even kiss or anything.
Is the last shot of the movie them sitting there with dying Harry?
No.
What's the last shot?
Scene, because we see Harry's funeral after that. Right. The last shot is when he goes to the restaurant and they dance. But they don't say anything to each other. Her? No.
What?
They just dance. He puts his hands out to her, and they just start slow dancing, and that's how the movie ends.
Oh, I guess this is what they do, huh?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was the...
But they don't speak to each other or anything. You don't know for sure. Maybe they never did get back together. Maybe they just had that little moment. I'm just going to assume, For me, it's like, that feels like a moment. Okay, you get it. He's forgiven.
Yeah.
Because that's what Spider-Man 3 is about anyway. Which we will get into that once we review Spider-Man 3.
Don't speak another word on that fucking beautiful movie.
The theme of Spider-Man 3 is forgiveness. We'll get into it. And so in that way, it kind of...
You want forgiveness? Get religion.
Exactly.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No, good.
We gotta save it.
Yeah.
But that's interesting, and also the ending always felt kind of like Empire to me a little bit. Which
Spider-Man 3?
Yeah. You know the ending of Empire Strikes Back where it's like Leia and Luke like looking out the window?
Yeah.
The way they're laying there with Harry kind of feels like that to me a little bit. Like,
yeah,
it's
but
like,
that's not the ending.
It's like, damn, we fucked up, cousin. We fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean, but yeah, it doesn't end there though.
That is the ending of the movie though.
Yeah.
That's like the last 10 minutes. It's not like the last shot,
yeah,
like it is in Empire, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think if there's a version of what we were talking about for TASM, for the Raimi trilogy, do you think that's what it is? Like the MJ Peter relationship?
This is what I forgot what video, if I was watching on a video or some Twitter or something. Someone was saying like, yeah, basically that kind of, you never really get full closure in it. I disagree personally. For me, I read it as like, yeah, they probably get back together. And the theme of Spider-Man 3, it kind of makes sense for me. But I could maybe see what you mean. I could see someone reading it that way.
Yeah, it's not as like,
it's not like they get back together like, oh, I love you so much, I'm sorry this happened. No, it's very subtle.
Yeah.
They just dance and hold each other for a second, and that's how the movie ends.
But it's not as glaring, obviously, as like the Gwen dying thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I could see that as being like maybe you could read it as they get back together, maybe you don't. So there's enough room there to be like, oh, a hard confirmation of them being back together is good enough for like a little follow-up kind of thing.
I've never read it, though, as that they don't get back together.
Well, I guess we'll talk about it.
Well, I can ask you, what do you think? But I guess, like, we can just save it. We'll save that.
We'll save Billy's opinion for next time.
We'll save it for Spider-Man 3.
The truth is I never thought about it. I never really thought about it. I think every time I watched it, including when I saw it in theaters, I turned it off when they're sitting there on the girders, like when Harry dies. I think
it's too sad. It's too sad. You just had to turn it off.
It's just too damn sad, I tell you what.
Damn. Okay, I'm going to save it. I'm gonna stop talking about Spider-Man 3 right now. I'm gonna save it. I won't say anything. I'm stopping. Oh, so we got that last moment in the trailer.
I think were there any oh yeah, the Doctor Strange.
The very last moment with Doctor Strange.
So yeah, he says, oh Lord, they coming.
Yeah, he says so. So me and you both were talking about like, what does he possibly mean in this?
Right.
Do you want to talk about your interpretation first?
My personal interpretation. I mean, because mine is so. My thought is that it's a mislead. I could be wrong.
I've seen, you could be right. Obviously, see, glass half empty, glass half full. You could be right, but anyway, I saw a lot of people saying that they think this line is actually a mystery.
Well, I actually thought of that first.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm just trying to give you some credit. I'm trying to give you some credit.
I'm just playing.
I'm hyping you up.
No, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I feel you. It was really silly because I made a joke, Evan, and I'm sorry if I'm throwing you under the bus. I think I might be.
No, it's okay.
I made a joke about like literally every fucking Spider-Man would come out and save them all.
No, I didn't say every Spider-Man. I did not say that. I don't think the way he's saying it, it's not a positive thing. Some people are saying like, oh, Toby and Andrew, but I'm like, no, the way he's saying it's like he's scared.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me break this down for y'all, right? So it's a whole multiverse movie, and at the end you have the multiverse man saying,
"Yeah,
oh fuck, oh no, like they're all coming and I can't stop it."
Yeah,
he's saying that. So to me, this is either a mislead, B he's wrong, or this is an alternate take of the line, and they're heroes.
Yeah, or
C they're all villains, or D, Evan. My theory...
It's not in the movie?
If it's not, no. If it's... no, because that's a mislead.
Okay, is that what you mean in mislead? Okay, yeah.
Either it's a mislead somehow, or it's just not in the movie straight up. Okay. Like, somehow it's misleading. But, I have another theory, Evan.
Okay.
It's a bunch of lizards.
Oh, shit. Fucking TASM 1. It's another universe where Lizard won in The Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Or just, like... They sucked out Andrew too early and he couldn't stop the lizard and everyone...
Are you dead ass? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're serious?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, because I was trying to think, right? Because I told you, when we first saw it, like, right after we saw it, I was like, it's like he's talking about, like, a Chitauri or, like, Ultron army.
I don't think that's true, because, like, some of the multiple credible leakers have said this about Lizard. How he basically had the most minuscule role of all the villains in the movie. Which makes sense because he's the most shitty of all of them there. And I like Lizard, it's just, but that TASM Lizard is just shit.
If it's not a mislead, right? if it's not a mislead, then it's something we don't know.
This is kind of where my possible theory.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because you were like, well, Lizard has a small role. But... okay, so I want to just say what my logic is here.
Yeah.
Right? Because this isn't... I'm not saying, like, this is my genius theory.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, this is my logic. The way he says it sounds like he's talking about, like, a Chitauri army or an Ultron army. What kind of fucking Spider-Man army is there? I guess if he succeeded and turned everyone into lizards. That's the only, like, army I can think of. And I don't think there's any way they would just dump a bunch of villains that we haven't seen.
Yeah. No, I don't... Okay. We don't know what's gonna happen yet. John Campea has mentioned, I've seen wild shit that you know nothing about. Like,
bro... Shut up.
He did mention that. Okay, my theory is...
He's missing. What does he know?
That... So, at the beginning of the trailer, Doctor Strange is like, we started getting visitors from every universe. Well, all the universe we know about, there's only 2 different ones. The Raimi one and the TASM one. I think what could be happening is that, like, it's a slow merge. It's, like... What's happening is it's not happening merge. All... Yeah.
As described by Christine Winston Chandler.
Yes. It's all happening... It's not happening all at once. Like, these universes... These Spider-Man universes
it's a slow drift.
Yeah, melding in slowly. And what I think it probably happens, like... The first 2 universes to break through were Raimi and Raimi. Wait, what did I say? Did I say Raimi and Raimi? I wish it was Raimi and Raimi.
I wish this was triple Raimi.
Yeah. No, are Raimi and TASM are like the first 2 to break through. I think something like that. And then it's like maybe more universes are breaking through. So maybe towards the end of it, more fucking Spider-Man villains from different universes that we know nothing about are starting to break through.
Do you think they're going to retroactively explain J.K. Simmons?
What do you mean?
Because he's obviously like the first...
Oh, no, I think he will be just the Jonah of that
he's
universe.
He's just going to be...
Yeah.
They're both J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but it just seems like something the MCU would do.
It's just... I'll give them the pass for this because, like, you really can't get a better Jonah than J.K. Simmons, so...
No, you're right. No, I'm not saying I want them to explain it.
Okay.
It just seems like something they would want to explain.
I hope they don't.
I hope they don't, too.
Okay. I get what you're saying now.
But it just seems like they're going to be like, oh, no, one of my little sparklers, like, flicked into, like, last month, and it turned J.K. Simmons into J. Jonah Jameson. I don't know. Because it feels like something they were maybe, like... They were maybe teeing up.
Yeah.
Like one of those 10 rings, like setups they don't know where they're going to take it. And then they're going to lazily, like, do it because they couldn't think of anything.
Hopefully not. Just let it be.
I don't think it needs an explanation at all. But, so what do you think, Evan? Do you think they're going to go other places with this? With the multiverse thing? Obviously they are, but I just mean in the sense of, like, where he's like, every fucking multiverse is coming together.
Well, we already know from the end of fucking Venom.
Rum,
yeah,
Venom.
That Venom is in the MCU now, so...
Which is insane.
Whether he'll appear in this movie or not, I guess we'll find out.
I think Spider-Man's done with the MCU after this movie.
I
think it's very...
I don't know.
I think it's very likely.
We'll see what happens.
I think it's very fucking likely.
I can see both sides. Like, possible, maybe not. I don't know.
I think that's why, like... That's why the Sony movies are trying to bleed into each other so heavily. In the Morbius trailer, there's a reference to every universe.
Yeah.
Venom, he winds up in the MCU.
Morbius looks like something.
Yeah, Morbius does look like something. So they're kind of just like... Any property that Sony has their little hands on in the Spider-Man universe, they're just like, well, these are all the same now.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care. That indicates to me that they're trying to put their toys back in the box.
Yeah.
They're trying to put their toys back in the box. Because they were like, we got that big boost from you. Now we're taking them back.
Yeah. And for that reason, I could see where it's like, all right, if Kevin Feige and Marvel, they're like, all right, this is our last Spider-Man movie. We got to go out with a bang then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can kind of see that.
But I also don't know... I would be really interested to find out. Maybe in 10 years they'll talk about what their contracts were. I'd be really interested to know. Because why would Marvel let them do this? I guess for money.
Money is usually a factor.
Yeah, probably money. But it just seems odd that they would they would let Sony build this brand up.
Yeah. That's the reason I don't really think he's going away yet. Because I think it's they want Spider-Man so bad because he's so profitable.
Right.
That they're like, all right, fucking Sony, do whatever the fuck you want as long as we're getting our money.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Because, it doesn't make sense. Why would they let them do that if they're immediately just going to lose Spider-Man?
That's what... I mean... I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Sony's still deciding.
I think we'll have a better idea...
By the end of the movie,
the end of the movie. Because I think there will be a very clear... But also at the same time... I think there was a quote about this being the least MCU one.
Maybe. I don't buy it after seeing that trailer, but maybe.
No, I mean... Well, no, Doctor Strange is in it, obviously. I don't know.
And there's the Captain America fucking shield on the Statue of Liberty.
But the main...
And possibly the arc reactor thing.
The main villain is Doctor Strange. If Doctor Strange didn't exist, there would be no villains in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I hate the MCU.
Yeah. It's a thing.
Yeah. They said MCU superheroes, can you please just spawn some villains in for us? Great.
Great. Not great. Well, there you go. That's the No Way Home trailer. What did we mention at the beginning? We said we were going to talk about having to do with the press after this.
Press. There's actually a few things I still wanted to talk about.
In the trailer?
Not in the trailer, but just about the movie in general.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of thinking them as we went, and I was going to...
There was something we mentioned early on that I was like, yeah, well, we can talk about the fucking press following the trailer.
Right. There was the quote from... A few quotes by Tom. Tom was saying that he wants to be done with Spider-Man at some point, or he might be done soon. And there was also the thing about John Watts.
Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about. So, Tom Holland referred to whoever was controlling this movie.
Whoever was in that godforsaken chair.
Yeah, he referred to them as... And I think me and you were the only people who really talked about this.
Yeah, this isn't
I haven't really seen too much discussion
There's
around
discourse about it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of something me and Evan were talking about.
Yeah. He referred to them just as the director.
Yeah.
Which was very... It immediately was very strange to me.
It was about the state of the movie while they were filming.
Yeah.
He was saying that... He was like...
I always went to the director. And
I would ask the director. and I would ask him, how is the movie doing? And he's like, I don't know.
It's the way it felt so impersonal.
Because a lot of almost every big actor that you see talking about a movie, they're like, yeah, man, Scorsese told me da 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 da.
Yeah,
they want to name drop them.
Exactly. Yeah.
But in this,
he just said the director, and that felt so weird.
Maybe it's because he knows how unprofessional Watts sounds.
No, he could have said John.
Yeah.
Cause
well, I'm joking because it doesn't sound like a flex.
Yeah.
It's oh yeah, I know Watts. No, but it does sound weird to me.
Yeah, because I'm talking about oh yeah, you what the fuck was I just saying? I said 10 times. Your joke was too funny for me though, so my brain got all fucked up. It's we were talking about Dune. It's Timothy Chalamet was yeah, Denny this, Denny that. Or any fucking movie's he told me this.
Because they want to show them some respect.
Yeah, Scorsese told me this, blah, blah, blah. Tom was the director. I'm what? Why don't you fucking call him John?
It's weird.
Yeah. It's, I can see why there hasn't been too much discussion about that, because it's just a very small thing.
Yeah.
But me and you both picked up on that, and it's that felt weird.
And it's
because John Watts is not directing the fucking movie. That's the thing.
But there's a very big...
These movies are all controlled by producers.
Right,
and Kevin Feige.
People are very averse to talking about that.
Yeah.
People,
they shouldn't be.
Grace we know Randolph and John Campea, they still want to pretend that these are
Yeah.
Oh, this John Watts picture.
No.
Which one? Clown Car? It's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, these movies... We've talked about this before. There's a reason MCU always gets these no-name indie directors.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to slap a name on there, and they cut a very small check.
It's for the Directors Guild.
Yeah, you cut a small check, get your name slapped on there. That's all.
Your sacrifice for the Directors Guild. So that Kevin Feige can direct 6 movies at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's never like indie directors who have made something super acclaimed. It's some John Watts shit who made Clown Car.
It's just
some
people,
indie movie nobody gave a shit about.
People that have in fact made a movie.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Obviously that's not always true. But like
it's like hiring a chef, like some type of chef at like a fancy restaurant that's like they manage like a Wendy's.
Yeah. Or it's like Peyton Reed on Ant-Man. Where it's like, dude, I guess Peyton Reed
he had some like
he is a bigger name than
theatrical movies.
Than John Watts. Yeah. But he wasn't making no Ant-Man type shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Ant-Man certainly isn't a yes man type of whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a Peyton Reed movie.
It's very funny to me when like someone like Grace and you know we're real nerds, so we name drop.
Yeah.
Nah, Grace is alright. But she's not alright in the head though, am I right? Alright? Nah, she's okay. But someone like her will be like, oh yeah, you can really feel like the... No, actually, to be fair, she doesn't like Peyton Reed. But,
who does?
But John Campea, or like someone like him, they'll be like, oh yeah, you can feel Peyton Reed's influence in this movie. But yeah, no, shout out to Grace, because she doesn't like Peyton Reed. I actually know that for a fact. But they just give them credit just because they're supposed to. You know what I mean? It's like...
For John Watts and John Campea, that's definitely the case.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you can really feel John Watts' voice in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, Grace wrote to John Watts also, though. Yeah, I had to give her some credit. She did.
Because I don't...
I forgot exactly what she said. She said something funny as fuck about John Watts. And I forgot what she said. She's like, yeah, you were the one who talked about it. She's like, yeah, this really feels like a John Watts movie. But she didn't say it in a positive way.
Yeah, she said it mean.
Yeah. And that was funny.
Yeah. Grace is funny sometimes, man. Grace is kind of based, you know? Like,
yeah.
She doesn't like John Watts. She doesn't like Peyton Reed.
But the thing is, like...
She roasted fucking... What was the movie she roasted? Excuse me for interrupting you.
Which one?
Recently. She was like, yeah, this movie's dog shit. And
Eternals?
No, it wasn't.
She didn't go that hard on Eternals.
There was a movie...
She didn't like it, but she held back.
There was a movie she shit on. Like, shit on. She was like, this is dog shit. Like, this is terrible. Know. And then
I don't watch her enough to know.
And then the next day, she dropped an interview with the director.
Oh, fucking, Home Alone.
Home Alone.
I don't think that's necessarily bad if you shit on the movie and then you do an interview with the director. I'm not saying... As long as you keep the same energy.
No,
like, you're pressing them and be like, yo, why did you do that? That was weird.
To be fair, I didn't watch the interview, so I don't know if she handled it well or not.
I'm going to assume she didn't. It was probably very cordial, if I had to guess.
Well, I'm saying she probably... I imagine she wasn't, like, sucking their dick about it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't think
I'm not saying to be a fucking asshole, but you should be, like, do your job.
She keeps that energy with Zach. What I mean.
What, was she, like... Was she on him?
She interviewed Zach a couple times. No, she loves Zach.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I mean. I don't mean, like, you should be an asshole, okay? That... Obviously be professional, but, like... You know, do your job as an interviewer and be like, you know, why did you do so-and-so in this movie? That didn't really work.
I was just mentioning it because it's just some Chad shit to, like, shit on a movie and then it's like, yeah, you saw that shit, now it's time for our interview. Like, but also the fact that you're willing to give a bad review knowing you have an interview with them dropping or you're going to record it or whatever. I don't know.
We don't know, if she did the interview first or...
Either way, they dropped, like, next to each other, so I don't know.
That is funny, though. That is
cool.
funny, yeah.
That's pretty cool. I love you, Grace.
But, that's definitely not something John Campea would do.
No.
John Campea is just stupid.
He also wouldn't get the interview.
Yeah, he probably shut out now. He probably blacklisted after fucking leaking those images and claiming that he thought they were fake, which was so stupid. We can talk about that, I guess, a little bit.
That was very fucking stupid. That's why I laughed earlier when you were like, John Campea says he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
It's like... Either they were fake or like that your sources are not talking to you anymore.
No, he was saying it was part of that.
Oh, okay.
Remember the other picture? He said, "Oh, I have some juicier pictures you haven't even fucking seen yet." But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, there is a leaked picture of the 3 Spider-Men together, leaked by John Campea, and he put his fucking watermark on it. So a source emailed it to him. In fairness, he did say he didn't sell out the source. I'll give him that at least. But
Yeah, he says it.
He says he didn't sell them out, but it's like
from what I understand, that's
the thing is though, the way he leaked it, we don't know if it was just something like that the person wanted him to see. We don't know if it was like, yeah, this is something you should show other people. You get what I'm saying?
From what I understand, because Grace, sorry I have to bring up Grace again. But
the source had access to these pictures. That's what I mean. They weren't just giving info. They have very sensitive.
Yeah.
This must be someone, not important, but at least they're
someone that can lose their fucking job.
Yeah, they can access important shit. Yeah. To have those pictures,
and they're not pictures of a screen. Like they're actually like the documents.
Yeah, and so whether that person wanted John to upload them or not, who knows? And Sony might be able to narrow down like, yeah, these people have access to the picture.
Who had access to this at this time?
Yeah, exactly. And so for that reason, John could have possibly put someone at risk. I don't know the full details of it. Also, so for that reason, I can't say too much, but yeah.
The fact that he doesn't seem to have ever had a source before indicates to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That indicates to me that he shouldn't have uploaded those.
Yeah. Because he's not usually the leak person.
I don't think he's ever leaked anything.
Yeah.
So that makes me think like he got something exclusive. He got excited, put his fucking watermark on it, and dropped it immediately.
And then he tried to claim that he thought that. What person in their right mind would think this shit is fake?
Yeah, they look so legit.
Yeah. But just maybe if it's just someone on Twitter is like who just sees it and they're like, yeah, that's fake. They see it for a second. But you're someone who's in a job, like this is your job, you know what I mean? Yeah. You should be able to know that this shit is very clearly real. Yeah,
and he did, and he's lying.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But you can't just say that and be like, oh no, I thought they were fake. To
he handled that whole situation like an idiot. Yeah.
Anyways, he wanted to he's trying to have the best of both worlds. He wants to be able to leak this and also protect his ass with his access to the studios. So we'll see what happens with him, whether the studios still fuck with him or not, or at least Sony. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Maybe Disney too.
I'm gonna say we'll see what happens. Is he invited to the No Way Home premiere? We'll see.
That's interesting.
We'll find out.
If he is, he must have some terrible fucking dirty secrets on someone.
On John Watts.
Yeah, on John Watts.
No, Disney would definitely just sell him. They would sell out John so quick.
Yeah, really?
They would not give a fuck.
They just dump him.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they just hired some other no-name.
He's probably innocent. John Watson probably innocent. He's just a normal dude, probably.
Honestly, I think me and Evan are just jealous. Or at least, okay, me. I'm
jealous
just jealous
of John Watts?
Because I would love to have a job where I do nothing.
Yeah.
And just make $1 billion.
No, you're right. I'm jealous also, yeah.
He doesn't make that much, but...
That's what I mean, but it's like, yeah, they pick someone who, like, they can sign a decent check too, but not very big because their name isn't that important.
And
John
like,
Watson, perfect.
They're not going to be like the talent.
Yeah,
they're going to save money where they would have spent it on like a talent type director.
Exactly.
Because like Robert Downey Jr., his shit's going up exponentially every year. But it's like if your resume is only where you already work, you're not getting like raises all the time. It's like, oh, check out my resume on this since I'm coming back for this new movie. It's like, yeah, it's still just Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. It's like, you don't really deserve a raise. And he's like, well, fuck. I guess I just have to do it. Because this is just the only place I get work.
He made a shit ton. I think he made more money than anybody on fucking Homecoming.
Really? John Watts?
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about...
Tommy.
I thought you were talking about Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No, he made a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And on Civil War, too.
Yeah.
You know what I think? Can I have a hot take?
Yeah.
They should have added an Iron Man gauntlet on... Lady Liberty's little...
No, that's actually worse.
I'm just kidding. They shouldn't add anything to the fucking Statue of Liberty.
Honestly, like I said, it would actually be cooler if they were just fighting the Statue of Liberty and it was just normal.
Yeah.
That would be way cooler.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, but I guess you can watch X-Men The Last Stand for that.
Yeah, that great film.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're probably going to be like the same level of quality.
Chill out. Oh, come on. There were other things I wanted to ask your opinion on where they might go. So, do you think, Evan, that all the villains will live
in this?
Yeah.
No, I think they're always just kind of reverted back to normal.
They go back to their...
Yeah, because in this case, I think good, because I'm like, I don't want them to fuck with the Raimi movies. So in this case, I think good, but yeah, MCU doesn't have a penchant for wanting to change things permanently.
They don't want any consequences.
Exactly, yeah. So I think everything will go back to normal by the end. Maybe there will be some consequence for Peter, though. MCU Peter. But I don't think they'll change the Raimi or Tasm movies at all.
Okay, I agree with that.
Besides what character development the two other Spider-Men get in this movie and take back with them to their universe.
True. Okay.
Yeah, besides that. But as far as, like, changing the older movies, I don't think anything will change.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I remember when we were, like, way further out, you were worried about that.
Yeah, I was, because they did it with Star Wars, so I'm like, they don't give a fuck about shitting on the old movies.
But based on, like, what we do know and what we can
infer,
like, glean from the trailer and everything, it does seem like that's kind of the direction they're going. Yeah. Which I was always hoping that, you know, of course that's what they do.
Yeah.
What do you think, Evan, after this film, where do you think Spider-Man will
go? Which Spider-Man? That's the question, isn't it?
I mean, I genuinely mean as a franchise.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. I don't know. It depends what Sony wants to do with
like
them.
if you're Avi Arad and you're Amy Pascal, what do you do?
For me, the thing about Sony taking it back, it almost feels a little bit better. For this reason, I think now is a good chance. It seems like they're... This is actually a good thing. It seems like they're finally pushing Tom more toward an actual, like, Spider-Man characterization in this movie.
It seems like he's going to become an adult.
Yeah.
Now.
And it seems like there will actually be consequences for his character. We were talking about this the other day. Shout out to Jake Vaughn on fucking Twitter.
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
He actually made a good point about how, most Spider-Man stories are about consequence and suffering, and obviously great power coming with great responsibility. That is the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, conflict.
So it seems like that will finally be a thing in this movie. And I think, so this is a good chance to finally start maybe possibly telling some real Spider-Man stories.
Yeah, because he actually has, like, a tangible conflict already with, like, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
In fucking Homecoming, he's just crying.
Yeah.
Like, he's just whining like a fucking baby. That's not what Spider-Man do. And it's not only is that not what Spider-Man do, but it's just not, like, good conflict.
Yeah.
Like, in an action movie, that's your conflict? Is like, let me go do it, please. Really?
Yeah, so if Sony take back the reins, this is a good time. Just take it away from the MCU. It's a time to tell some solo Spider-Man stories where he actually feels like Spider-Man.
Happy birthday, Dylan!
Gee whiz.
I'm keeping that in.
That was my freaking auntie.
I'm keeping that in. The happy birthday to.
God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it seems like a good time to just tell, like, some actual solo Spider-Man story where he actually feels like Spider-Man. I mean, I don't think I'll ever enjoy Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but, maybe the story will be decent.
If they let him... I think there's a chance that if they let him, he could be a good Spider-Man.
Maybe.
I genuinely don't think they're letting him.
The thing is, like, I feel like this is actually the MCU's fault. It's not actually Tom Holland's fault. Now he's, like, forced to have that persona everywhere. Mm-hmm. But it's not really... I don't think that's him.
No, it's not.
No, I think it's like... Because now he's getting typecast to have that persona, and I think they like that also. Yeah. Like Disney's like, yeah, be that stupid kid, Tom Holland. Be that.
Yeah, you're so fucking silly. You always spoil the movie. You're so goddamn silly.
Exactly, yeah.
You don't have a mole.
It's really fucked up, yeah.
No, but and I do, like, kind of hate on Tom, like, inside my little peanut brain, but I don't think it's his fault.
I am known for being a bigger Tom hater than you are, I think.
I think I'm guilty of it too, but at the same time I have to think...
No, I just mean Tom Holland, like we both hate on MCU Spider-Man, but I go really hard on Tom Holland sometimes, as you know.
But I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt here. I really do. Because, also, do you remember the story I told you?
Which one?
The story I told you about Uncharted?
What about it?
Jesus Christ.
Looks like dog shit, by the way.
Well, but, yes, it does.
Yeah.
What's his name? Fucking...
they were like, yeah, you're
Sully.
walking like a man now.
Yeah, he was on the set. Tom Holland was like, I guess he was just, like, walking like a male person.
Be that stupid fucking kid, Tom
Be
Holland.
your fucking idiot twink. That's what they said. That's a quote.
Yeah.
That's not me. Don't cancel me for that. But no, but genuinely. So their story goes, Tom Holland was walking on set, and they weren't walking how they wanted him to.
Yeah.
And Amy Pascal was like, "Why is he walking like that?" And then allegedly,
Yeah.
John Watts, allegedly John Watts was like, "That's Nathan Drake. We'll get Peter Parker back."
That's so fucked up. Jesus Christ.
That's genuinely creepy.
Yeah, it is.
You can. Sorry, this is a complex thought.
It is.
I can let that slide for one movie. I won't enjoy it, but I understand why you would do it. Like, keep acting like a kid for Homecoming.
Yeah.
Because this is this type of story we're wanting to tell. But having him act like a little boy forever...
Yeah.
They should have moved on from that a long time ago.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So maybe by the end of this, they have the opportunity to go into like a college phase.
Yeah.
Maybe that can be better. I'm willing to give maybe Tom Holland a second chance.
But at the same time...
And kind of separate it from the MCU. Even if it's still in the MCU. I don't know what's going to happen with Sony. Even if it's still in the MCU, just... Don't make it fucking, Iron Man created this villain. Just let it be a Spider-Man movie.
Can I tell you what I would do for Spider-Man 4?
Yeah.
John Watts. Spider-Man 4.
I think they're taking John Watts off Spider-Man after this. Also. Because he got put on Fantastic Four duty.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing Spider-Man after this.
That dude's going to be 60 and he's going to be like, can I tell y'all a secret? I've never directed a single movie.
Exactly, that's what I mean. He got put on Fantastic Four duty.
It was all Kevin.
Yeah, I think he's done with Spider-Man after this.
What would you do if you found out that Ted
Which
Raimi...
could be possibly good. Maybe
What?
maybe that is what's happening. They're going to maybe let someone who actually knows what they're doing make a Spider-Man movie too. I don't have high hopes for that, but let's just say for sake maybe that happens.
I guess I could see that happening.
So that'd be cool. So yeah, maybe Tom Holland will get a second chance.
But Evan, can I tell you what I would do for Spider-Man 4?
Yeah.
So perhaps not John Watts Spider-Man 4, but Tom Holland Spider-Man 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, zero MCU shit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about zero.
Yeah, I agree.
No Miss Marvel cameo at the end.
I agree.
Change the logo
What do you mean?
of his spider.
Oh, like on his suit?
Change the logo of the
Okay.
Change his spider emblem. And do one villain.
Yeah. Because we never got a movie like that with Tom Holland.
I think that's what he needs.
Yeah, I agree.
Put him in college.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much sure.
Cast a black cat, but she's like really thick.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh.
Give us that. Yeah, I can agree with that. Oh, and also, I think everyone, the reason they have even more opportunity to start again with this Spider-Man also is because I assume by the end of No Way Home, everyone's gonna forget he's Spider-Man.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So there's another opportunity to just let him have a new beginning. There's that too.
And I like Spider-Man with the secret identity a lot better.
Yeah.
And the fact that right now we're living in a Spider-Man world where, I mean, everyone knows he's Spider-Man, but mostly I'm just thinking about like
all his loved ones. They all know he's fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm more thinking about that.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was referring to mostly, but I kind of forgot about the whole world thing.
Obviously, that's a big element, but mostly we're thinking about like...
that's the main reason for it.
Do you want to talk a few spoilers?
There didn't be a need for everyone to forget anyways, but yeah.
But yeah, college, I'd be interested in that, and I think college is like a good way also to just separate the trilogies of like, we're done making him act like a baby.
Yeah.
Like, here's the... That really bothers me. But I wanted to mention, Evan, some spoilers.
Okay.
So these are like earlier before when I was like, oh, the suit gets messed up. Like, I'm so sorry, Evan spoiled that for you. Like, nah, training wheels are off. Okay, these are the real spoilers. So there's a little leak, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the big things in it is that Ned Leeds dies, and
I don't think that 4chan leak is real.
That's not from the 4chan leak, is it?
It is.
Okay, well, is the
because most of the Reddit leaks seem to have been where the accurate stuff was
I have to separate my little brain from the 4chan leak. Does the good one have Aunt May dying?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
So
Go.
Aunt May dies.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Holy crap.
That's a pretty big spoiler. I'm like, yeah, just saying that, I'm like, oh, that is kind of... The Doc Ock thing wasn't that big a deal.
Well,
I know.
I gave a very good warning on that
yeah.
one. So yeah, if Aunt May dies, God, I hope Andy's not like in the car and he can't touch his phone. He's listening. But I wanted to mention, if Aunt May dies, that also kind of furthers like he's an adult now.
Yeah, I agree.
And I like that direction.
I do too.
I like that direction.
It's kind of fucked up though. I'm like, Jesus Christ, who is he gonna have?
Mary Jane.
Yeah, whatever, I guess. But
I mean, what's her name? Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Like, if he just can be living by himself. Jesus Christ.
Coomer Spider-Man.
Yeah. Poor guy. But yeah, Aunt May dies, and apparently she said to him, with great power comes great responsibility before she dies.
And also Toby says it.
And Toby apparently says it too in the movie.
Which is great.
I don't like the fact that it's said twice.
No, I honestly don't. I prefer just Toby said it, because he's the one that heard it verbatim.
Yeah.
But yeah, just have one person say it.
Yeah. And I would go with Toby. It makes the most sense.
Yeah, because
it kind of it's a full circle
already.
moment. Yeah.
And also, I feel like they're kind of. It feels pretty nice for as a Raimi fan.
No, I was gonna say I do like. I don't know if that's where you're going with. I like that they're kind of setting up. Just based on that, we don't know too much, but based on that, it seems like they're setting up Toby to be the mentor figure of the three of them. Yeah, which I like. So, cool.
Or especially. I mean, Andrew's doing all right.
Yeah, yeah.
But Tom never really found his own because at the end of Homecoming, he's in the same place in Far From Home, really. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean, yeah.
I don't know if... well, maybe that's not entirely true. But I guess... in Homecoming, he's like... well, here's how... it's kind of like... here's how you be a real hero. You don't want to be an Avenger. You want to be Spider-Man. Yeah. And then at the end of Far From Home, he's just like, well, I don't really want to be Spider-Man, but I guess I am. It's like, I don't feel like it right now, but now I'm Spider-Man. Yeah. I don't know. And then, but if you have someone like Toby come in and be like... I guess my point is, if you have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man come out and say those beautiful words to Tom Holland Spider-Man, it validates the Raimi Spider-Man, and it can also... that's another thing that they could do in this movie to help Tom be like, all right, here, just move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I like that.
And I think it's definitely a way to move him away from the goofy side. Yeah. Because I think it's like, his fuck up in this is so fucking colossal. Yeah. Like, letting all the villains be free, basically. You fucked up the spell, and then you free all the villains. So your fuck up is like so fucking colossal in this shit. And I think it's like, okay, this is a good time for you to really learn that lesson. Yeah, with great power comes great responsibility. You can't be fucking around like this. And especially like... maybe he'll finally have some character development in this.
It's kind of interesting too. I'm like, the more we talk about it though, I like the aspect of Doctor Strange being in this, because it's like, not only is it power, like great power, you know, quote, whatever. Not only is it power, but it's like, it's not your power, and you don't know how it works. Yeah. So it's like a very obtuse version of the lesson, like you were saying. Like, it's such a big, like, grand fuck up. Not only in scope, but just, like, of how stupid you are. Like, this, like, you don't even know about this stuff. Like, why are you doing this?
I agree.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Some chances for character development.
Is there any more interesting spoilers you want to mention?
Toby Epic.
Yeah. Toby dope. Toby cool. Toby fucks.
He does. I guess we don't know for sure. We talked about this in the predictions video.
It's somewhat likely that he fucks.
No, not that. Maybe Kirsten Dunst is in the movie. Recently, she was like, "No, I'm not in it." Then, like the next day, she was like, "Oh, it'd be awesome to come back." It's like, "Oh, well, okay."
It's like, damn.
I mean, you can say both. You can say both those thoughts independently. Yeah, that's no problem. But it's just like, we've seen these reactions from actors before, like how they react to certain questions, and it's very reminiscent of like other people are like playing coy with it before we
Yeah.
find out, oh, they were in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think she's pretty likely.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't have a speaking line or anything, I think she's pretty likely to be in it. So, I did want to mention, just because I did mention it, there's a different leak that came out after the more credible leak that mentions Ned dying. I don't remember why I believed it, but I believed it. And I want him to die.
I mean, Ned sucks, so I wouldn't care, but I would prefer... Okay, another thing I mentioned in our first video, the prediction video, who I wanted... Not wanted to die, but who I predicted to die. Well, if I had to pick, I'd be like, yeah, Ned, let him die. I predicted Ned to die because I was like, yeah, that feels the most different than the deaths they've done in all those Spider-Man movies so far. Because obviously you always have Uncle Ben dying, and Aunt May kind of in that direction. They haven't killed off Aunt May before, so
In the movies,
it isn't. Yeah, in the movies. They did it in PS4 Spider-Man though, if you want to count that.
And the actual comic books.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Probably more than once.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but they never did the best friend death. Well, they did it in Spider-Man 3, but it's not the same circumstances.
Yeah, it's like...
Because at that point, Harry's a villain, super person.
He's kind of a somewhat redeemed villain,
yeah.
too. It's like it's more of a muddy thing. But they haven't just had like, oh, you're my friend and you die.
Yeah.
And obviously they had the love interest.
Yeah,
die
they've done
as
the
well.
love interest, yes.
So, interesting. Who's to say Ned wasn't a love interest?
For that reason, it'd be more interesting to do Ned. But they haven't done Aunt May, so you can do that too.
I just feel like, yeah.
The thing is just, though, for me, it's like Aunt May, it's like, well, you always kill off Uncle Ben. You want to do him that dirty, kill Aunt May also.
But I think Aunt May, like I said, that severs his ties from like a childhood.
Yeah.
And it also gives us, I mean, if they play it decently, which they won't, but if you give us Aunt May's death, well, you can give some lip service to Uncle Ben, because you're going to have the other two Spider-Men.
Yeah.
And then you can also have him actually experience that type of loss
on
screen.
We talked about this in prediction videos, how, like, okay, this isn't the now or never moment to bring Uncle Ben into MCU Spider-Man, to finally make him important and relevant. According to the leaks, they all have a moment together where they talk about Uncle Ben. I can see that's like, that can be played very badly or it can be a great
It can
scene.
be really good or really bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
If it's written well, it can be very good. Or it can feel like super unnatural and wonky.
Yeah.
So I hope it's played well. Probably won't be, but I hope it is.
And I also heard, I almost forgot to mention this. So earlier I said something about some leaks that I had heard about. Apparently they do address Lizard and Sandman dying.
Yes, okay, that was another person. I don't know how credible they are, but apparently according to the MCU spoilers Reddit, they are a credible person.
It was, did they keep those anonymous? Is that what that is?
No, it was somebody on Twitter, but they were saying, oh, okay, this is what we were mentioning earlier that we were going to talk about. Yeah, they said, oh, the Sandman Lizard thing, yeah, it's going to make sense once you watch the fucking movie. But in the initial leaker, who's been pretty credible up to this point, I think their name on Reddit is like My Time to Shine Hello. They've been very credible about that. Doctor Strange, a lot of different shit. I think they said like, oh, no, Sandman and Lizard are both good, but they're being controlled somehow.
Interesting.
Which is weird, but it's like, well, how does that work? But then now another person is saying, okay, they didn't say exactly what.
Doc Ock?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
What do you mean by that?
No, I heard something about this might have just been a prediction. Actually, I think this was just a prediction that Doc Ock turns good.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that was just a prediction I read.
We'll see what happens, but the thing is, Sandman Lizard, I don't know if Lizard was necessarily good at the end of TASM 1.
Definitely he wasn't.
Yeah, but he's alive.
No, he was mean. The last thing he did was be mean.
No, because you remember that fucking stupid after credit scene in TASM 1? No, God, the TASM movie sucked too.
What happened?
Remember the after credit scene with the magical hat man?
The bowler hat guy?
Yeah, he visits,
From Meet the Robinsons, the bowler hat guy? What did he do?
He visits, Lizard, and remember, Lizard's like, you leave him alone. When he talks about Peter Parker, he's like, you leave him alone.
I don't remember that, no.
Well, I don't blame you for not remembering, because that movie sucks.
Yeah, that's dog shit.
But yeah, apparently the Lizard and Sandman thing will make sense in this movie. It'll be addressed somehow.
I would have rather just seen, like, an unseen clip of Toby and Andrew killing them. I would have rather seen that.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
But anyways, that's about pretty much everything I got to say about No Way Home.
Oh, there's at least 20 more things I have to say.
Oh shit.
Okay, so is there any more spoilers from that little Reddit leak that you want to mention?
That I want to mention? Not really. I talked about like the interesting stuff, I guess.
All right. Well, we talked about No Way Home probably more.
Yeah, I'm like,
should have.
it's getting kind of long. I'm like,
It's
yeah.
probably more than we should have.
I'm starting to feel it.
So thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this No Way Home dissection, it'd actually be kind of fun to look back at this video after the movie comes out, at least for me.
The predictions video too.
The prediction video too, yeah.
Next week we start the Raimi trilogy.
Next week we
Yeah.
start Raimi trilogy.
So, excited for that.
That's gonna be fucking epic, Evan.
Yeah.
Guess
Those are probably going to be very long. I have a feeling each 3 of those episodes
2
are probably
hours.
going to be really long.
At least.
At
Each,
least 2 hours.
yeah.
I think they're going to be longer.
But yeah,
Especially 1 and 2.
I feel like the No Way Home video might be pretty long.
Yeah.
If we weren't doing all the Raimi videos in a row, it'd probably be even longer.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll see what happens.
But we'll see what happens. But those are... Get ready. Legitimately, if you're listening to this, you like Spider-Man, those are going to be some good fucking episodes.
They are.
The
I'm
Raimi
excited.
episodes are going to fucking... We're going to kill it on those.
I'm excited.
I already know. Oh, yeah, and today, it's my birthday, like we mentioned. It turned 12 o'clock.
Happy birthday, Dylan.
And my beautiful Aunt Terry came in and wished me a happy birthday as well.
She did.
I'm literally going to go on my social media and shit and be like, please, it's my birthday. Please, for my birthday, check out my podcast. I'm doing that.
Do it.
I'm doing that later.
E-bag. No, nothing wrong with that.
I'm going to go e-bag. Actually, I think I'll just plug my Cash App.
Yeah, you should do that.
So-
Yeah, I should do that. That's more important than the pod.
Yeah, because then we can just bought views with the money. Right?
You're correct.
All right. Thank you again for watching. Leave a like. Get hyped for the Raimi episodes. And we'll see you next week.
No, you
Oh.
need to stop. Because I haven't said my cool Dylan fact for the week.
Holy shit.
I have not said my cool Dylan
Holy
fact.
shit. What is your cool fact about me?
Cool Dylan fact of the week. Because I don't remember the numbers.
I think we're on 6.
Cool Dylan fact of the week.
Oh, crap.
Dylan has a figure of Skull Kid on his Wii U.
Cool Dylan fact number 11. Evan gave it to me.
I did.
But that was like 2 birthdays ago or something?
It was Christmas.
Or it was like 2 Christmases ago or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You're not kidding. Guess what? You're not kidding.
I'm not.
And it's a cool figure, and I have him posed up really nice, and he's kicking his little legs.
Yeah.
And,
I do like that.
Yeah, it's very fun. Very fun. So there you go, Dylan fact. Out of the way. Good episode, good day, good times. No Way Home. Best movie ever.